So keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
I wasn't looking. We're live. Welcome to the Dropshot episode number 121. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, of course, as I sometimes am,
Sometimes. Not much coming up though. I'm busy coming up, so yeah.
Are you really?
You know the vibes.
Cool. Bye, Tanner. Say hello. Wait. Fuck.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just reverting to season 1 right now.
I feel like we're in season 3 actually at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter what season it is. Welcome to the program, boys and girls, episode 121. Today we will be continuing our Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War State of the Game address. I think we will end up being able to wrap this bitch up tonight. And then next Saturday, not sure what we're doing. Not sure. Maybe
We'll figure it out.
Maybe another little fucking round table, dude. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, we would have had to plan it probably. Maybe
Really?
not. You know the vibes.
They're
We'll
all
figure something out.
unemployed losers. They don't need notice. So, anyways, welcome to the show. Boys and girls, got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, we were going to do this last week, but I was thoroughly fucking blended. But last night, instead of going to bed at 8 a.m., I went to bed at 2 a.m. So I got a good night's rest.
Good for you, dude.
I'm fucking spry. Got some pep in my step.
What time did you wake up?
And I'm ready to get this bitch going. I got up at 10:30 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Noted.
Anyways.
Nothing else to say about that. Cool.
Anyways, also today, we will be drawing the giveaway winner.
Oh yeah, we will be.
We will be doing that. So, that'll be at the end of the announcements. You don't have to be here live. If you win, we will contact you. But we'll do it, live, because it's fun and exciting. So, before we get into that, couple announcements. Welcome to our new gold patrons, Joshua M. and Griff. Welcome, boys. Much appreciated. Patreon.com/thedropshot is what we mean, of course.
Welcome.
Our new platinum patrons, Phil M. and It's D-Lo. Change
I
it.
like that last name, by the way.
Yeah, that's a name. It's a masculine name.
I was gonna just dox, but yeah.
Well, yeah,
Interesting. Nice. What's up, Phil?
It's a name, but anyways, yeah. Thank you, Phil M. and It's D-Lo, our new platinum fucking patrons, dude. And then, of course, the most important people, our new Damascus patrons, Paul B. and also Santeria. So to Santeria, do you have 2 Patreon accounts, or did you forget a password? Or
I think the name's just to change it.
The name is, of course, a change it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Don't send coded messages in your username. Just make a username. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Nonetheless, thank you, Santeria, also. And B. Paul, our new Damascus patrons, of course. Patreon.com/thedropshot. We've got an exciting month coming up on the Patreon, by the way. An exciting month. 5 bonus eps, all kinds of shit. You guys know the vibes. But thank you, boys and girls. We appreciate it. That is, of course, what fuels this dog shit podcast. Thanks. Hey, this dog shit is brought to you by you guys. So thanks, dude. Great. Good job. Good fucking work. Also, Grim29 hit me with a little fucking 10 offline gifted Submarinos, which is a lot of scratch. Grim, of course, we love and appreciate you. Tanner, you were finally around for Grim_29 on Twitch. Grim_29, twitch.tv/Grim_29. You were around finally during the hangout with Grim, and he was regaling us with tales of, drop-shotting kids
of
IRL.
war.
Yeah. What was your impression?
It was fantastic. I wanted to go to bed for like an hour just so I could like wake up earlier, but I kept listening. Then I'm like, dude, I can't go to bed. And then eventually I had to just stop. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go to bed really late and be tired tomorrow. But they were fantastic, of course.
Yeah.
So
that was a good time.
Yeah, great time.
Yeah,
and yes, Grim also gifted me 10 offline subs, of course, which I've thanked profusely. But Grim, thank you again, dude.
Yeah, very kind, Grim. Really appreciate that. It's a lot of scratch, a lot of love. Good talking to you, and good talking to everyone, by the way. Last night's Patreon hangout, what did we do? Nothing. We didn't do shit but make tier lists. We sat in voice, we made tier lists, and we had probably the most fun of any hangout we've ever done. Like, it was actually such a good time. We made tier lists about all kinds of shit. I think the most controversial one was the steak cuts tier list.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Now, Tanner and I, of course, had the correct answer of the best cut of steak, which is obviously a ribeye. I mean, it goes without saying that it's a ribeye.
Yeah.
And some absolute reprehensible trolls were saying a filet mignon is somehow a better cut of
Face
beef.
Esquire.
Well, that was, who is, of course, Face Esquire. So, I mean, I'm still at a loss for words. I woke up today and I was in a good mood, but then I remembered there's someone in our Patreon who thinks fillets are better than ribeyes. And then I was just like, man, that's really
almost
too
anything
bad.
is better than a filet mignon, right?
Fillets are so shit, dude.
Like I said, if I wanted to eat something soft without much flavor, I'd just eat butter. What am I going to pay for a filet mignon for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck texture.
You guys are children if you like filet mignon. It's that simple.
I agree.
You're a rich millionaire white man, or you're a female if you like fillets. Not that there's anything wrong with being either of those things, especially being a female, but they're just not for me, right? I enjoy flavor.
Yeah, fuck a fillet. No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just offensive. Yeah. Yeah, you don't eat steak for texture, dude. Go get Jell-O if you want to eat something soft.
Yeah.
If we're going to eat steak,
flavor.
Let's eat steak. Let's get a nice fucking ribeye. A well-marbled fucking ribeye, dude. A little crust, some sear, maybe some grill marks if you're feeling fancy, and slap that bitch on my plate. Medium rare, and you know the fucking vibes, dude. Enjoying it. Not a fillet. So anyways, every Friday night, that's one of the things we do. Our patron hangout. Any and all tiers are welcome to come. Great time last night. Very fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All things considered. And yeah, it was good. So
anyway, we didn't do a goddamn thing. It was great.
We didn't do not one activity, and that was fantastic. Yeah, we were just chilling.
We were, vibers just for sure.
Chilling. Sometimes we do Warzone customs. Sometimes we do fucking like trivia. We're trying to do trivia, like Sketchfolio or whatever. But anyways,
I would like to do trivia this next week. We need to figure out some website where we can do a lot of people and do trivia. We'll find something.
Yeah, Kira, when you're done making, actually, I was gonna say when you're done making Jake's emotes or whatever, but put that on the back burner. Your next task before you do that is to find a working trivia game for our next hangout. That's what your task is, okay? Because you brought the idea to us. Cool. We have to be able to execute the idea, right? Don't tell me we should just build a fucking tower and then I'll be like, cool. How? I don't know. Figure it out. Just build it, forehead. No. Tell me how to build a fucking tower. Tell me the website to use to do a trivia night, because that would be really fun.
Yeah.
So there's your task. We expect it done before Friday. So thanks. Got it. Anyways, Grim, thank you. Much appreciated, dude. And of course to all of our new patrons. Now another thing real quick, our last gameplay breakdown was of the Pastor Nick. This will be on YouTube shortly. But in
What's taking you so long, dude? You're so lazy.
Well, that's fake news. But for the next gameplay breakdown and beyond, I think what we decided is we're gonna let people invoice again.
Yeah, sorry, Nick, get scammed.
So get scammed. Nick, you can just submit another gameplay. You can come invoice next time. It's not a big deal. But yeah, if you want us to break down your gameplay and you want to be in voice at the same time, you can be, but you don't have to be. That's up to you. But that's what we'll be doing now. People seem to think those are more interesting, both from a viewer perspective and
I agree.
if you're the person having their gameplay broken down. I kind of agree too, but I wasn't sure if it would be worth the headache, but it's probably fine. So,
it wasn't really a headache last time. It's just some people had shit mics, but it's fine. It's not like it's a podcast thing. It's a YouTube video. If their mic is awful, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I feel that. So that's another thing. So if you are a Damascus patron or were considering it, you'd be able to get in voice with us too and explain what the fuck you were doing there.
Why you're so dumb.
Yeah. So there's another little, incentive to do those. So keep that in mind. And that, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the video where I recorded myself writing down notes for State of the Game Address Part 1 is on Patreon. It's free, but you can only see it on Patreon. Patreon.com/thedropshot. You don't have to be a patron. If you're this bored, you can watch me write notes for the program. Explain how I do it and all that shit. That is up. So I want to remind you guys. And then the rendering version of this video will be up soon. I'll have that free as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fucking bookmark it and I'm going to pin it in the Discord. And the next time someone says, why isn't the podcast up? I'm going to hit them with the link. I'm going to say, hey, watch this 4-hour video of what it entails to render it and put it in your stupid fucking ears. Watch it. And then I'll say, if you watch the whole thing, then you can complain to me. But you have to rewatch it every time you try to complain. So
just watch it quicker, dude. Just do it quicker.
Cool.
Render faster.
I'm going to send it to Tanner as well, by the way, because he doesn't even know. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, my computer is much better than yours. I can render it quicker, so send it over, right?
Okay. Bet.
Send it over, bitch.
Bet, dude.
Pretty soon, I'm going to be taking 70%. Actually, you know what? I'm taking 80%.
I would love it, dude. I'll send all you can time
start looking for a job, bitch. Indeed.com. Look for a job, Mr. 20%.
Indeed.com. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind for sure. So anyways, that's coming up as well. And then also the gunfight tournament highlight video is live on YouTube, courtesy of Magnolia Magnum Film Flower Crew Co. or whatever the fuck the name is. Change it. It's too long. You do great work though. So that highlight video is up. If you wanted to employ him, by the way, his links are in the show notes for all of those. He does good shit, and he made a highlight video of the gunfight tournament instead of best of the week clips. Is that what it's called? Best of the week submission.
Best of the week.
Yeah. So instead of that, he did a highlight video of the gunfight tournament, and it's really well done. So you guys can go check that out. And then the whole gunfight tournament, I've edited it, I've rendered it, I just haven't timestamped it yet. So that'll be up soon as well. I would say Monday or Tuesday that'll be up, along with Nick's gameplay breakdown. So and then I think that's about it. We're gonna do the giveaway shortly, but stay mad. One more little interesting announcement. I'm playing Rocksmith, right? I'm on hour fucking 6 of that goddamn game. It's so addicting. My fingers are bleeding, right? And then I hear my dad like, hey, come here. Okay. What's up? And he's like,
first of all, you should have said, you come here, bitch. Stop trying to get me out of my room. That's what you should have said. Speak to him like a man, dude.
I should have done that, yeah. but I didn't. And he's like, yeah, I was playing whatever. I was doing something with one of my boomer friends because I'm ancient and so are my friends. And we were talking about his son or whatever. And apparently his son plays video games. So my dad was like, oh, what game does he play? And then my dad's friend is like, Call of Duty. And then my dad's like, oh, ask him if he's ever heard of the drip stop or fuck, what's it called? He probably
Drop
fumbled
spot.
with it. Yeah, he probably fumbled with it for 10 minutes, kind of trying to figure it out. So then his friend called his friend's son, right? And he's like, hey, son, have you ever heard of the dip ship? And then his son was like, what? Like, the dip ship. It's a pod video. A what? You know, like Joe Rogan. And then his son was like, oh, the Dropshot? I fucking love that podcast. That's
we don't know if he said he loved it, right?
That's what
He's heard of it. It's crossed his ears.
That's what my dad told me that his friend told him. And so who knows? That's a little game of telephone. But it does seem clear that this young man is actually a fan of the program, which is interesting. So let's put that theory to the test. Jake or Jack or John, my dad's not good with names. I think we've established that. Jay, whoever the fuck you are, W, from Dallas, Texas. Okay. Go practice your batting. Right? Go throw your baseball more.
Trying to make it pro?
He's trying to get a scholarship or something, I think.
Interesting. We'll give it up and just play Call of Duty, but yeah.
That's, of course, the better choice. But Jack, John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Smith, W.
I knew that was going there. Yeah, I knew that.
From Dallas, Texas. Baseball player, kid.
Or Houston, or New York. His dad isn't good with cities. We're not sure.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But if this is you, then you're friends with your father's friends with mine, which is pretty interesting. Small world. Now, why is my dad friends with some dude who lives in Texas? Excellent question. I actually didn't ask. I'm just now wondering, how is this possible?
He was probably another CEO of Kroger grocer chain.
Well, he wasn't, but well, maybe. I don't know. Who knows, dude? My whole life is a lie. But anyways, if that is you, JW from Dallas, Texas, shoot me a DM.
Or Jim.
Shoot me a DM somewhere, and I'll reply at some point.
Well, better yet, DM me. DM me first. I'll get the message to Raz much quicker than he'll read the message himself. So you can consider doing that too.
That's something you could consider for sure. So anyways, I thought that was very interesting. That was a pretty funny story. So with that said, no PO box openings today. Is that correct?
Well, we didn't go to the PO box. I don't think we got anything though. At least nobody told us we did.
Interesting.
If you got us something and it's sitting there and you didn't tell us, your fault. Not ours, your fault. Thanks for telling us.
True. So, all right, now we're going to do the giveaway. So we had people who wanted free shit, which of course makes sense. Is it too late for them to enter? We can scam a couple more quick followers in here. I don't care.
It's too late. Yeah, get over it. You already lost. Yeah.
All right. So I need to switch accounts. Yeah, you're doing this because I'd have to like switch accounts,
cool.
And I'm gonna have to do a
we're doing this.
Two-factor.
We're doing it live, boys. So we are. You guys won't be able to see my screen, so I could be scamming you. You won't know, and I don't care.
Yeah, we're using Sordios.com.
Yeah, the winner of the giveaway may be my alt account, and then we don't really have to give it away. So we'll see. Okay. I have it entered. So it's a website that basically takes all of the retweets on a specific URL and it picks a winner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through here. I'm going to hit the button down here that says settings, confirm, and I'm going to start, right? Oh, it's doing it. Okay, that happened quick. 3, 2, 1. The winner is... No way. Goated Oat.
No fucking shot.
Goated Oat.
This is rigged. Paid
Any riggers?
He's a paid
Now,
actor,
of course, let's see if Goat did it correctly. Let's see if he follows us, right? Do you think Goated Oat follows us?
So they would have to be, they had to have retweeted, liked, and following the podcast.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
let's see.
Okay.
Let's fucking see, right? Let's see if you did it correctly. Okay, he does follow us. He did it correctly.
Let's go. Goated Oat.
Goated Oat is the winner.
Congratulations,
Any
brother.
riggers? Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Well.
Now, if somebody else wants to win this, PayPal me $20 and there's a little button here that says replace and it'll pick another name. So if you want to DM me real quick, hit my PayPal.
Yeah.
I'll change it.
Yeah. We can edit this out, of course, and delete the VOD.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah. So you guys want a fucking picture?
Oh,
I'll
did he
take a
tag
picture.
someone? Did he tag someone? He's right.
Oh, interesting.
Did he
He
tag
probably didn't. He actually probably didn't. Let's see.
Let's find out. Oh,
Let's
Goated Oat's going to be
fucking
so mad if he
see.
didn't follow instructions.
He did.
Fuck.
He did tag
Who'd he
someone.
tag?
He tagged SBMM Warzone.
What? Okay, well, I don't know if that's a joke. It's not a good
Goated
one.
Out is the winner of the Blue Yeti USB microphone.
Let's go, dude. Well, go. You know the fucking drill. Message Tanner. And
And get that sent out ASAP.
Yeah, we'll get it sent out to you. Congratulations, buddy. That's pretty.
Does
funny.
he need a microphone too? I
Pretty
feel like
funny.
he does.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Maybe
see.
not. He'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, just hit our line. You know the vibes. So yeah, there you go. That's that. Congratulations. If you're mad you didn't win, make more Twitter accounts. Simple. I don't give a fuck if you're a bot following the account. I just want the analytics. I don't care. Should have made more accounts. Sorry, you're dumb, but you should have made more accounts. So, anyways, any other announcements from you, Tanner?
No, that's it.
Cool. All right. That's it, indeed. If you were listening, of course, actually, hold on real quick before we get into this. The Tychel crab? Fetical crab? Vetical crab? I hate your name so goddamn much. I wish you didn't give me bits. 97. With 1,000 bits, dude. Let's go, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't stand your name. I don't know what it's supposed to say. At least punctuate it if you're going to have a dumb fucking name like that, right? Thetical crab or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. But 97, you're a child. But hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate it for real. 1,000 bits, a lot of scratch. Much love, buddy. And your name is super new, so you're either a new frog or you changed your name, and if that's the case, change it again. But I do appreciate the 1,000 bits, dude. Thank you. ZPib also with a 3-month Primarino. Let's go. Hey, what's good, boys? Sup, Pib? Welcome back, dude. I appreciate it. Brother, thank you very much. Call me Al with the Gifty Boy, Absolute Demon, the creator of this overlay. Thank you, Al. And Bud Reds as well, the gifted sub. Let's go. Thank you, Bud Reds. I appreciate it, dude. Much love. Welcome back to you. You know the vibes. Thank you, buddy. Pib, I don't know if you're referring to Epic Sax Man, but look that up on YouTube and you'll figure it out. Because I don't know what the fuck you could possibly mean besides that. But anyways, welcome to the program.
Probably, yeah.
Boys and girls, yeah, I would assume so. Cold War State of the Game address. We are picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago. And this is going to be an interesting one. As I said in the beginning, or no, it's in the pre-show actually. I think this is going to be a little more. this is a little more positive than last State of the Game address. Because
Mostly positive, probably, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get into why. But
It wasn't the other State of the Game wasn't really that negative. It wasn't nearly as negative as it could have been, probably.
Well, maybe. I mean, we were pretty accurate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
We'll get into it. Before we do, playlist updates. Warzone had the Infinite Gulag playlist for a day, and it's gone. So Warzone is just Warzone, and then there's Kingslayer Trios and Plunder Trios. So that is Warzone playlist updates. And then for Cold War, Miami Strike 24/7, Golova Hardpoint 24/7, and Combined Arms Mosh Pit among the normal playlists. Annoyingly, there is not a multi-team Hardpoint playlist of its own. So you could either queue for Golova Hardpoint, multi-team Hardpoint 24/7, or you can queue for Combined Arms Mosh Pit, which has multi-team Hardpoint in it. But you can't queue for just... Yes. According to the description, I never got it, which is kind of interesting, but it doesn't have its own playlist that I could fucking find yesterday, which is annoying. I want to get multi-team Hardpoint. I don't know if you can play multi-team Hardpoint on any map but Golova. It's unclear to me.
I don't think you can. I think that's the only map it's on.
Yeah, okay. That's dumb. Why? Change it. And then why put multi-team Hardpoint in a Combined Arms playlist if it's like a Fireteam mode? I'm pretty... Oh, no, never mind. No, it's not. You're right. It is just Golova. I misunderstood. Okay, it's regular Hardpoint that's in the Combined Arms Mosh Pit. Okay, I get it now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it now. Okay, yeah. Anyways,
so that is a 24/7 playlist. That's the only map multi-team Hardpoint is in, as far as I know.
Correct. Yeah, correct. So Miami Strike 24/7 I played, as well as Golova Hardpoint. Miami Strike 24/7. It's fine. Map's not very good though. Too much shit.
I think it's good.
Too much shit at mid fucks the visibility. I think the layout is pretty good.
Really?
On the street.
So that's not mid. That's
not mid at all. Yeah.
Cool.
It's mid in the normal Miami map. That's why I said
that. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
That street
Makes
fucking
sense.
sucks. Visibility's not good there. And the fact that it's daytime doesn't help. There's too much clutter, and it's very washed looking. It's almost too sunny.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying too.
I never thought I'd say that, but go ahead.
That's kind of what I was saying too with that lane is you spawn in and within like 2 seconds you're either shooting at somebody or you're getting shot at. I still think it's a fun map though. It's better than a lot of the other maps in the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Call of Duty doesn't know how to make good maps anymore, but it's fine. They're decent at best.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll get into it. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Golova multi-team Hardpoint, on the other hand. Couple interesting points here. I know this is just playlist updates, but I feel like this is what we're talking about right now. First of all, Golova in multiplayer in general, pretty fucking good. I liked it a lot. There are very discrete clusters of buildings that are separated by vast expanses of nothing, which I love. There's like a field.
Yeah, a lot of open space.
A lot of open space. There's a couple roads. And then there's like waist high kind of, it's not a wall, but it is. I don't know. Little dumb fucking wall that shouldn't be built in real life. I don't know what purpose it serves, but just a little dumb wall. So you can like use that as cover, but it's not like you can camp there, obviously. I think it's an excellent map for a Fireteam game mode. It's the right size. I felt like there was a lot of action. Now, granted, it was Hardpoint, so I feel like there would be less action if it wasn't Hardpoint, if there wasn't some central location to go to. But I thought the map itself, very good. Very good Fireteam map. My favorite Fireteam map so far, even though I haven't played it much. And the visibility is excellent, which is important too. The mode itself, though, I thought multi-team hardpoint, 10 teams of 4. However, it's like Fireteam. There's looting, there's boxes, there's armor plates. You can pick up war machines and shit. That makes me mad. And you drop from the plane, too. I was under the impression this was going to be multiplayer, where you just spawn in and then try to go on the hardpoint. But it's not. And that kind of pisses me off a lot. I don't like how we have to think about plates playing multiplayer. This feels like a weird halfway between like BR, not really, but kind of mechanics, and then also multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. I wish it was just regular ass hardpoint with 10 teams of 4 and 3 hardpoints instead of 1. That's what I had hoped it would be, and it's not.
It's almost like it's an attempt to like pull people away from a battle royale to like want to play that just because like armor plates are in the game. But also you can loot and find like score streaks and stuff like that too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah, that's really shit. I know. I died to a lot of war machines.
Yeah, I bet. I feel like they dropped the ball in that aspect. I don't know why. My only thought was that with that many people playing multi-team hardpoint, their thought was people are going to be dying too quick because they're going to get shot at by too many people. So they wanted to add like the armor aspect into it. That's the only thought I had on it. I'm not really sure, but I also am not too happy that they put it in that way.
Yeah. And you didn't actually try it yet, right?
No, I was just reading about it and watching some stuff, but like it just doesn't seem right. It's like we were very excited for this mode, but now that I know that, it's like it's not going to ruin the mode necessarily. It just kind of seems unnecessary and just like a weird take on it. I'm not really sure why they. I don't know.
The worst part,
I'm still excited to play it and try it next week.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for sure. But the worst part for me is, again, the fact that you can pick up score streaks is really dumb. Like really dumb.
Especially on Hardpoint.
Yeah, war machines on Hardpoint. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Anything on Hardpoint, the streaks are insane if it's outside the middle of nowhere too.
True. Good point. Yeah. So that's not great. But also the fact that there are plates, inconsistent time to kills in a game with already sort of inconsistent time to kill makes it a lot worse. I don't like that. Like if I run out of plates and I'm not going to be looting, I'm trying to cap a point. I don't like that adding plates has that variable health total of enemies and yourself, which I do not want in multiplayer. I want you to be full health, one shot, or dead. That's it. I don't want to guess whether you're fully plated or have none. And also, by the way, the downing mechanic. You down people and then have to finish them, and they can get rezzed and shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't like it.
I need to play it for myself to see, but hearing about it, it kind of sounds like a disappointment. I would have been totally fine, and I was expecting just literally regular Hardpoint, just multiple teams on a large scale map. I don't get it.
That's what I was hoping for too, but
I don't know. I haven't really heard much about this game mode. Maybe not too many people are playing it, or not too many people care.
Yeah, I think it's probably both, honestly. I don't know. But anyways.
Also, the other thing about like Fireteam is I feel like plates are almost difficult to find.
Yes.
Like you'll go 5 minutes without finding a plate, and then in 2 minutes you'll find 10 plates. It's like the spawn rate isn't great. Does it feel that way in this too? Did you notice that?
Yes.
That like you didn't even have full plates most of the time? Yeah.
Almost
so then
ever. Yeah.
Again, it's like what's the point in even having armor plates in it? Let's just remove those and just do regular multi-team, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's Fireteam with Hardpoint is the objective instead of Dirty Bombs. Exactly. It's not Hardpoint. It's not multi-team Hardpoint. It's Fireteam Hardpoint. That's the way
they should almost call it that way. Then I would have just expected that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the fact that and then that would have been fine. It's just kind of weird they'd even named it that when it's got armor and everything, and you're like expecting a normal multiplayer playlist.
Yeah.
Not every single person having at least probably one plate of armor the whole time, and then having to down them.
I know.
Kind of weird. Whatever.
It is weird. Yeah. So So anyway, that's the playlist updates. And now on to the actual address, but I thought that was worth mentioning. So now we're on to maps. We are on to maps. And we are going to break this up into kind of team sizes. So we'll go from small to large. That means 6s, 10s, and Fireteam. So we'll start with 6s. 6s maps are actually, or 5s, I don't know what it is. I actually don't know. I think it's 5s, but whatever. 5s maps are actually quite good, I would say. The visibility is fine on most of them, most of the time, and the layouts are in general 3 lanes, logical, cohesive, and lack disgusting power positions or campable rooms that are the antithesis of fun and exciting. So,
like what Modern Warfare had on a lot of maps.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of when I wrote this. It's like the 6s maps, you know, they're pretty good in this game. The originals even, like, quite a few of them are quite good. Moscow, for example, good map. Really good map. I really like, what's it called? Oh, I'll never think of it. It doesn't. Oh, wait. That's why I fucking put the list here. Hold on. Garrison. I really like Garrison. Cartel is good too.
In
actually,
6s?
Yeah. It's less good in 6s, but it's still good. It's a little big for 6s, but not too big. And then also, all the strike maps are insanely good, except Armada. Armada Strike is good. Every other strike map, very good. Well, Miami Strikes. I don't
really like Crossroads Strike, honestly.
Really?
I really liked it at first, then I started hating it. Armada Strike is interesting. I prefer regular 12's Armada, which I think is a great map. We'll get into it here.
Yeah.
But Armada 6v6 isn't as good as the 12's version, but I think it's fine. Miami, though, is the best strike map, in my opinion, by far.
Interesting. Mine is Crossroads. But either way, the 6's maps are like pretty well done in my view, and they are just so much different than MW 2019. By the way, the 6's maps in this game are fucking normal Call of Duty maps. That's all they are. They're just 3-lane maps of a size that's pretty typical, and that's all I want, and that's all I need. And if you do that for a game, it's going to translate to a pretty good map.
Yeah. I think what we can kind of say about the 6's maps too is none of these are like insanely good, but they're all just, for 6's maps, they're good layouts, and that is way more than you can say about 6's maps on Modern Warfare. That is true. Because like we've talked about, I'm generally a fan of Infinity Ward maps more, but not in Modern Warfare. I'm thinking like old Infinity Ward games. But now they don't know how to make maps. Treyarch does design like a typical 3-lane 6v6 map still, and I do enjoy that.
Yeah, for sure. And then since launch, there were maps added. Nuketown was added very shortly after. And I love it because it's Nuketown. Now, every change they made to the original Nuketown made it worse, right? So they took the original Nuketown map, which I love, and every change they made to that map made it a worse map. But still a great map, still an excellent map, despite all of the bad changes they made. None of the changes to Nuketown were good. None of them.
Yeah, still Nuketown at the end of the day. But
Exactly. It's still Nuketown at the end of the day, and I can always play Nuketown. So that's good too. I see your addition here. I wrote, it's not a particularly good iteration of Nuketown. And then Tanner in parentheses wrote, it's the worst in all caps. So, okay. And it certainly has a lot of really stupid spots that were not in the original. Particularly what makes me the most mad is these weird quasi cubbies on both sides of B at mid. So like A is okay, A is here, B is here, C is here. Okay, so here's B. And there's like inside, there's like these little fucking like little dumb things you can get into where like if someone's coming out of each lane from A or B, or from A or C, that's on the B side, If they come out of the lane, you're just behind them in the cubby, just ready to fuck. I don't know why they added that. Really catastrophically dumb thing to do there.
Yeah, it wasn't a great move.
The worst, I don't know what, I actually want to ask the developer, what is the purpose of this spot? You don't do that on accident. You don't randomly want to add more parts of the map and do it there on accident. There's some logic there. It's not good logic, but I want to know what the fuck it is. So that was dumb. But by and large, again, it's still Nuketown. So, and there are other dumb spots, but still great map.
My least favorite part of Nuketown, by the way, I think where they really ruined it, is the Jeep at the opposite side of mid, where the hardpoint's at. Well, one of the hardpoints at mid, not where the flag is at, opposite side where the Jeep is. How you used to be able to lay perpendicular to that Jeep and go prone, and now you can't do that. Now you have to lay parallel to it, and you have to be laying, basically you can't even go at an angle. You have to be perfectly parallel to lay prone there. I don't like that. I don't know how it would have played in this game, but I loved using that spot in BO4. I used that all the time. I mean, maybe it was an overpowered head glitch and that's what their thought process was, but I never got mad when people were at that spot in BO4. I just always knew somebody was going to be there and you'd have to get a headshot on them. So I didn't think it was too busted. That must be what they were thinking here. They wanted to keep people from hiding behind that Jeep as much as possible. But I really hate that they did that. That fucked up that spot entirely for me.
It did. It ruined the spot. You could still crouch behind the car though, but you're still visible. And going prone is just not it. You can technically do it like you said, but it's not like ever really worth doing. You're going to get ripped. I don't know how I feel about this. I hate it because I love the Jeep too, but also, boy, is that spot real fucking good in BO4.
That's where we got some
goddamn good.
That's basically where we got some nukes at. We're just holding that Jeep. So maybe it is pretty overpowered.
My first nuke was that, dude. It was on
You
Nuketown,
didn't move off of that Jeep, yeah.
And I stayed on the fucking Jeep the whole goddamn game. You're just, dude, it's so good. Yeah. So, like, that's what I mean. I understand the logic by why they did that. That makes perfect sense to me. I could agree or disagree with it, but I get what they were trying to do. With the dumb fucking cubbies by B, I don't get it. Why? Why did you guys do this? There's no logic. I don't understand. Very weird.
Yeah.
But yes, I hear you on that. So yeah. So Nuketown's great. Raid, Express, and Pines were also released, Six's maps, post-launch. And these were released in Season 1. Raid is a carbon copy of the original. The only difference is you can swim in the pool's deeper now. They deepened the pool. That's it. That's all they did.
They've added some depth. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not game changing in any way. So other than that, it's the exact same map, which is good because Raid's an excellent map. Still an excellent map. Now,
Agreed.
I don't like playing Raid as much in this game as I did in BO2. But that's because snipers weren't disgusting in BO2 like they are in this game. So it's not the map's fault that I don't like Raid as much on this game as I did in BO2 because it's the same fucking map. It's the weapon balancing's fault. But Raid's still just like
and skill-based matchmaking and other things that are in the video games that they make now.
Yes, true. Skill-based matchmaking is probably the worst of all, for sure. So yeah, but Raid's it's still a good map. It's still a fun map to play, and that's good. Express is also very similar to the original. There are probably some differences, but they're not big differences, and I don't know what they are. In BO2 on Express, did the trains actually move? Do you remember? You didn't really play BO2, did you?
I think it did, though.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's the case, Express, again, is like a carbon copy, and I would say the same thing about Raid. Express is fine. I never loved the map, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I'm not. That's one of those maps that's like a COD classic for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I actually still haven't played this map in Cold War, and I don't care to either. Yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
I like Raid a lot. Same thing, but Express, no.
Yeah.
Not against snipers.
Yeah. And then Pines, also released in Season 1. Pines, I haven't played it that much because it's entirely too big for sixes.
Yes.
It's entirely too big. I actually don't know if it's a good map or not because I can't tell. If it's only going to be a sixes maps forever, then I can say without a doubt it's not a good map just because it's too big. That's the only reason. There were maps like this in BO4's DLC, dude. One of them was called Masquerade. I fucking loved Masquerade, but it was also 80% too big. And then it stopped being a good map because it can't be. Every single match of Masquerade, what game mode doesn't matter. Every match would hit the time limit before the score limit because you would spawn 3 clicks away from mid on opposite sides of each other, and you're just running the whole time. I don't know why they did this. Treyarch loves to make maps that are too big. I'm actually surprised at how few there are this year. I'm surprised. Every single BO4 DLC map, Battle Pass, whatever the fuck map, was at least 60% too big. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, they were massive.
Every single one.
They were just so much bigger than like most of the core maps too. And you're right, Masquerade, one of the game modes played fairly well. I think it was Safeguard or something. Because people played around the robot, obviously, the whole time, so it made it more fun. I think it was Safeguard. It actually got pretty intense towards the end. Maybe, because the defending team would be holding that one building, and then you have to push the robot through. I think it was Safeguard, but yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, Pines should be a fantastic map. And if you go back and listen to the episode when Pines was announced and we like discussed what it sounded like, I was so excited for this map. And then I was just mind blown when we got the map and I played it the first time. I didn't see anyone for the first 3 minutes. I'm like, what? Why is this a sixes map? If it was literally just put into combined arms, it would be such a fucking good map. Yes. But the fact that it's sixes ruins it entirely. Like if that was a combined arms map, that would probably be my favorite 12v12 map in the game. But they put it on sixes, and we talked about it back then right after the map came out. We're like, oh, this is a good map, but there's far too few people. It needs to be 12s.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is like, it's obviously too small. They'll change that soon. Still haven't changed it. How long has that map been out now? 2 months at least. 2.5, 3 months, and it's still exactly the same. Makes me furious. Because it's just like actually lost potential there because it's a great map, I think. It's just there's not enough people on the map to play it.
True, and we'll get more into that, but I totally agree with everything you said. It does feel like it's a good map. It's just too goddamn big. And I will say, there was a snipers only playlist that had Pines. And I played it, and it was fun, even on sixes. Because if everyone's sniping, you can afford some more distance, obviously, because you can shoot people from farther away. And then I was like, damn, this is a good map. This is fun. This is cool. But besides that, for a regular game mode, yeah, not enough people. So I do...
I mean, sniping is always the most fun, though, right?
Well, of course. I had hoped it would come to combined arms, and I still do. I'm a lot less, optimistic now, though.
Yeah, that makes me mad, actually.
Yeah. Agreed. And then Apocalypse came in Season 2. And this is another excellent map. I have one problem with it, which is I can't describe it. I tried last time, and I still can't describe it. There's like a statue.
I can describe it.
Okay. What's the issue with it?
It's the side of the map that's ruins. So there's mid. The other side of the map is like the huts, whatever you want to call it, the structure that's like made out of fucking straw and bamboo. The other side are ruins. And in those ruins, there's a little window that's surrounded by stone.
Yes.
Yes. And it's a nasty little head glitch. Now, I also hate this spot. However, the more you play this map, the more you know you need to aim there before you even start running through, because like half the time there's a person sitting there. So it's fairly easy to pick them off once you know that. It's just if you're not paying attention and you just start running in, there's almost always somebody there. They're just going to gun you down. It's an easy kill. It is a little head glitch. It's not too hard to kill them though, but it is like that side of the map would actually just be a lot better if that wasn't there at all. Yeah. I mean, I would just, fill that in with stone, right? Just get rid of that little head glitch. Is not necessary.
Mm-hmm. And it's like that part of the map is darker than what you would be looking into.
That's true.
So that makes it even harder to see. Whereas
That's
if
the other
you're
side.
the one looking through the window, you see this dipshit clear as day.
Exactly. And if you're so if you're not the guy in the window, so the guy in the window, the ruins are behind him. He's looking out the window. So you're coming through that little courtyard. True. So you're very bright. You're in the sun there. You look into that room. It's very shaded, and you can't see them very well. That is the other thing. So they automatically have a huge advantage because they can see you way easier than that.
Yeah. That's my main issue. It's not so much how nasty the head glitch is, because Cold War has a lot of nasty head glitches. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it has a lot of nasty head glitches. That one is like a good head glitch, but the worst part for me is that I just don't see them there.
Yeah.
I think you're right though. Like if you play this map more, you'll learn quickly. You got to pay attention to the rat in the window and you'll figure it out. But
I pretty much actually just stopped going that lane because I would always die there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my KD on that side of the map was so much lower than the other side of the map, actually.
Remember those?
Because I would just die dumb ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be all blue there.
Yeah, those are interesting. Yeah.
So, but anyways, besides that, I don't have a problem with this map at all. The size is excellent. I wouldn't say it's small, but I wouldn't say it's medium either.
It's the perfect size map, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not small, but it's not medium either. It's medium, dude. It's a cute little map, dude. It's a cute little map size. Excellent layout. I really like how there's a word for this. I don't know what it is, but it's like the bamboo structure is like above the ground and you can run under it. That's fucking cool. Really cool.
It is.
Nothing in that area is very overpowered, but it's just more opportunities to kind of move through the lane without it being literally one track. I think it's an awesome, great map. And this is, again, this is better than every Modern Warfare 6's map, besides, of course, Shoot House. And maybe it is better than Shoot House, but I would need to play it more to give it that distinction. But this is just an excellent map that was added in Season 2. And
I agree.
And yeah. And this is your favorite Cold War map, Tanner.
This is absolutely my favorite 6's Cold War map. I'm looking through the list right now and like really thinking about it. Far and away, it's the best. I really think there's not many things I would even change with this map besides that dumb little stone window. I mean, it's just a really good map. It plays very well. I destroy on it. I guess that's why, right? But in terms of like a new 6v6 map, they did a very good job. This is actually like, I think when this map came out, I was like, this I think will go down as like a classic, and I still do believe that. I know everyone I know likes
Instant
Apocalypse.
classic is what you said.
I don't think anyone hates this map. It's either you like it or you love it.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. I do think like this is a top 20 Call of Duty map of all time for sure, in my opinion. So I think this is a great addition. Also, I'm pretty sure CDL is playing this map now. I don't know what map they dropped because I don't follow it that closely, but I did see. I'm pretty sure they're playing Apocalypse in their rotation now.
Interesting. I wonder how this would play on like search or something. I'm sure it'd be good.
Yeah, sure, it'd play very well.
Yeah. But I love this this map. So that's that. And then we kind of already talked about this, but post-launch, I don't know if the strike variants of combined arms maps were in at launch. I don't think they were. I think they were soon after launch. They added the strike versions of these maps, so like Crossroads Strike, Armada Strike. That's it, actually.
I thought they were there on launch, actually.
Maybe they were. I don't know. But they were either there on launch or shortly after. We kind of already talked about this, but again, in general, I think the strike versions of the maps are all like really good. And again, this is just for whatever reason, dude, Treyarch the Treyarch of 2021 is just better at making maps than Infinity Ward 2021. They're just better. Like a lot better. Because when MDub tries to do this, the strike versions of maps are not, they're not named that way in MW, but you have like Anaya Incursion, which is like a subset of Anaya Palace. So that would be like Anaya Palace Strike. It's terrible. They picked the worst part of the map to
They
make
really
it a
did.
sixes map. They literally couldn't have picked a worse spot. Actually,
They couldn't have.
it's not possible.
Now, Anaya Ground War was a fantastic map, and then they took the worst part that everyone hates and said, "Oh, let's turn this into another map."
Exactly.
Just totally out of touch.
It's just
Totally out of touch with what the community wanted.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily, Treyarch is not iDub, at least of current year. So the strike variations, they've picked good spots of maps to cordon off to make their own sixes maps. And then they also they'll close doors as necessary. Like on Armada Strike, there are rooms you can't go in, even though they're on the map, where you can go in them on Armada. Like you can't go underneath one of the lanes in Armada Strike that you can go under in regular Armada. So yeah, just so much better. So those are other good things that are sixes maps. And then they recently also cleaned up quite a few sixes maps. We covered this, I think it was when Season 2 came out. They trimmed the bushes on Cartel. They completely removed big sections of Moscow that were like cheesy. And there were other map changes too to sixes. Imagine Infinity Ward doing that. Imagine Infinity Ward. So here's the thing about Infinity Ward. They don't have community management. They don't have a community engagement team. They don't know how to read, actually.
They didn't listen at all last year
Nope.
to anything anyone wanted ever.
They didn't at all. Exactly. And Treyarch did. Everyone's complaining about the bushes at mid and Cartel. So Treyarch, because they have Twitter accounts, they were like, cool, it's not a problem. I'll help it. I'll help it. Let's trim the bushes. And they did a bunch of other changes to sixes maps too. And they were all good changes. So like those improved too since launch.
Yeah.
So I would say that the state of sixes maps is quite good, and I can enjoy most of the maps for what they are. If there's a map I don't enjoy, it is almost always because it is the type of map that makes LMGs and snipers really good. But that's not necessarily the map's fault. That's the game's fault. That's the weapon balancing fault. Like, I like maps with long sight lines, but not in Cold War. I don't like them in Cold War, right? So it's like, even though the map is good, I still am not going to enjoy playing it in Cold War. But that's not because the map is bad, obviously. It's because, again, the LMGs and snipers are overpowered.
Yep.
And I would say since launch, the state of sixes maps is just far better. So that's what I would say.
I agree.
So combined arms. These maps are in general pretty good, but this is like the worst section of what we're going to cover today is combined arms maps. Why? There are 4 of them.
A damn shame.
An absolute travesty. So at launch, there were 2 combined arms maps. Miami and Crossroads. Wait, no, there were 3. Miami, Crossroads, and nope, there were 2. Crossroads and Armada. Those were the 2 Fireteam or combined arms maps at launch. Armada was good and is good. Great map. Which we'll get more into. And Crossroads, too big, which we'll get into. Then we got...
It wasn't Cartel a map too?
Not at launch. They added it shortly after.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So then they added Cartel, which is a very good combined arms map. But it was also a sixes map, so it's like kind of new, but not exactly. Which is fine, I guess. I don't care. Is it good? Cool. And then fourth and last, months ago, fourth and last, months ago, Miami. Which, I fucking hate that map. And we'll get into it. But the real sad thing here is that that's it. 4 combined arms maps. 2 of which are like original combined arms maps. Not that I really care about that, but it's just frustrating that there are only 4 combined arms maps. I mean, I don't understand how this is possible, but let me get into it a little more. Let's take these one at a time. Cartel, I find incredibly enjoyable. It's pretty small for combined arms, which I like.
It's very intense.
A lot of action, yes.
It is the most intense of the 4 maps for sure, without a doubt.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's good. The only thing is on combined arms assault. The streak spam specifically on that one is ridiculous. Now, it's fun if your team's doing well, because I'm getting 6 kills every time I call in a napalm.
Yeah.
So it's fun in that sense, but the streak spam specifically on assault is really, really bad. But other than that, I really like this map as a combined arms map. So I feel like it's pretty simple to flank, and you can get some pretty good plays on people.
And there's no tanks.
And there's no tanks. Yes, great point. That's the best part of all. The visibility at mid was awful for a long time. They finally trimmed the bushes. What was that? At the start of this season, wasn't it?
Yeah, season 2.
At the start of season 2. So they finally trimmed those bushes, which is great. I still just don't like that tower they have at mid. That needs to actually just go. I would rather that be like a little short wall or something, so at least you can get cover if you're trying to run up that lane. But let's just take the tower down, right? But yeah, other than that, Cartel, really fun map on 12v12. Yeah, a lot of action in that one.
Yeah, agreed. I love Cartel. Yeah, and there's no gunboats, and there's no fucking tanks. So the only automatic weapons are other people's guns or those dumb mounted turrets. But real easy to kill people off those. Certainly a lot easier than a tank. So Cartel is excellent, and I'm very glad they threw it in the rotation. By the way, Cartel's probably smaller than Pines. So why don't we add Pines to combined arms?
It's about the same size, shockingly, actually.
Insane. You know what it is? Dude, you know what it is?
What?
They can't add vehicles to Pines, so they think it wouldn't technically be combined arms.
I've already had that thought, yeah. You can't.
Because in Cartel, they have fucking dirt bikes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like, close enough. That's an arm. It's not.
That's what I was thinking about when we were talking about this earlier.
Really? I bet you that's what it is, dude. I swear to God, I bet you that's what it is. So we'll never get Pines.
So they would rather it just be a shit 6v6 map that nobody likes because it's entirely too large versus just adding it to combined arms without having vehicles. Yeah.
Yep. That must be what it is. I bet you that's what it is. So yikes. Yeah. But anyways, whatever. Cartel's great. Armada, excellent. I feel like I did not always feel this way. Armada has a learning curve because of all the water, obviously.
Just
now,
ignore the water.
Just don't fall in it. Agree, actually. Should water be in any video game? No, of course not. Take it out of all video games, right?
Remove water.
Fuck water. Especially in first-person shooters. Water, enemy of the pod, of course. But pretty easy to play around the water in Armada. And once you kind of learn that, you can learn a lot of like cool little spots. You learn where people tend to go. And then it becomes a lot of fun. And it becomes more action-packed than the size of the map would suggest. Because if you look at the size of Armada, huge map, right? Sort of. It's also all water. So no one's in the fucking water. So the map size is really just the 3 ships. And then all of a sudden, pretty small map. That's why Armada is just awesome. I think it's great. I love Armada. And again, I think there is a learning curve there. But once you do learn it, it's a great time. I really like it. And is this your favorite combined arms map?
Armada? Yes, it is for sure. And I don't know what it is because I feel like a lot of people don't like Armada, but that's just the map I'm best at. Like all my high kill streaks have all came on Armada, probably because I just turned into a camping rat to try to get a nuke. Like that's where my 29 came. That's where a bunch of my 20 pluses came.
Yeah, same.
You just need to know where to play. Like there's a lot of lanes to move around on the middle ship, and you just stay on that and you play different areas, and you use field mics or prox mines, and you can go on high kill streaks. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if I want to do good at it, I usually have to use a sniper, right? Or if I'm not using a sniper, I'm not kidding. All the high kill streaks I go on, I start with an assault rifle or something, and I pick up a sniper off of somebody that I kill, and then I have that as my secondary to shoot people off of their ship. That's the trick to it. So Armada, I love this map. You actually just don't waste your time with the boats and shit. Just stay away from them.
Yes.
Don't let them kill you. Stay out of their sight and just actually don't waste your time on them. It's really that simple.
It is that simple, actually, yeah. And a pro tip for Armada, by the way, if you are running prox mines, put them where people land from the zip lines. You land on the zip line and you like can't move for a sec.
Yep.
Prox mine, you can get a kill almost every time you do that.
It's actually a guaranteed kill, yeah.
Yeah, people never expect it. It's really cheesy.
I taught you that one.
I taught Tanner that, but
that's
you are fake news.
Actual fake news, but yeah.
Check the files.
Okay.
But yeah, Armada's a great map. Miami was added to the 10s rotation post-launch pretty early on. It's better in 10s than 5s, but it's still not good. I liked it more in the beginning when it first got added to 10s, and ever since, I think it's 10s. Pretty
Combined
sure
arms is
5s
12v12.
Cool. 12s, whatever. Combined arms. Okay, you know the vibes. Whatever. It's better on combined arms than 5s or 6s or 7s or 8s.
By a long shot,
or 3s. But it's still not good. I don't like it. It's not fun. Too much dog shit at mid. Visibility's not terrible, actually, surprisingly, but it's also not great. But the worst part is a lot of shit fucking little sniper rat spots. And if you wanted to move from one side of that map to the other, good luck, because there's 8 people sniping on the other team in every possible nook and cranny. And it's a map that I really feel like is very, very difficult, if not impossible, to do well on unless you're using a sniper or an LMG, period. Every time I try to level like an AR or use an AR, I just get ripped by either a sniper I didn't see or by an LMG. Whether I saw him or not doesn't matter. He needs to shoot me twice and I'm dead. So Miami is not a good map. Even if LMGs and snipers were appropriately balanced, it still wouldn't be a good map because there are too many little dumb head glitches and camp spots because there's just too much shit on the map.
It's almost like every lane you run, if you try to go through mid, you get sniped. If you try to push the beach, you get sniped. If you go the other side through the buildings, you get shotgunned. Like you can't win at that map.
True, actually.
But it's far, far better on combined arms, obviously, than it is on 6s, without a doubt.
Yeah, because 6s has all those problems, but also it's too big.
Yeah.
So it's just worse on 6s for that reason. But that's Miami. And then Crossroads. Again, Crossroads may or may not be a good map. I actually don't know because it's too big. That's it.
It's probably the worst map in the game, actually.
It's not good at all. It's far too big. Far too big. If you snipe, you can do well, but also you're not going to get many kills if you're sniping because you're not going to see that many people.
You are fake news.
I don't think that.
I do. I mean...
Well, you think of sniping as sitting in the back because you're a rat. If you like still play the objective and everything and snipe, you get a shitload of kills. I don't play Crossroads without a sniper. It's that simple. All of them are maxed out. Don't care. I still use them because I'm not going to use any other gun because it's so much easier to just snipe on that map.
Yeah.
You either snipe or you get in a tank. Pick one.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
true.
It is literally probably 40%, 30% of that map can be removed and it would play perfectly fine, I think.
Oh, 100%.
There's just too many, like that whole side, by the way, where it's like you jump down and you're on like a lower level and it's all the snow. Mm-hmm. That valley can completely go. Entirely not necessary. The map can end where that bridge is, not below that valley. Take that out. That's perfectly fine. And then pretty much cut back both of the spawns, push them in more, closer to, like on Crossroads Strike, basically have the spawn there.
Yes.
And then you could probably pretty much leave the other spawn where it's at almost. That's how much smaller it should be. And then cut some other little corners off, like tiny little corners.
Agreed. 1000% agree. So Crossroads is bad because it's far too big. I don't know why Treyarch has a hard dick for maps that are entirely too large. But they did do better this year, but Crossroads was not their best outing. I will ask question here. How would Crossroads play on Fireteam? The exact same map. It would go from being a combined arms map that's way too big to being
like the smallest Fireteam map.
To being a pretty small Fireteam map.
It'd be small.
Yeah.
I think it would probably be too chaotic. That's actually too small for a Fireteam map.
Really?
Which could be fun, though. It could be fun, I guess, if it's that small. Yeah.
Because Fireteam's what, 40 people?
Well, yeah, and it's a bunch of different teams, too. And it's not 2 teams, though, either. You got to think it's...
True.
It's 10 teams of 4 people.
True.
So that's why I think it wouldn't play well. If it was just 20 versus 20... I think it would be fine, but the fact that it's a bunch of different teams, it makes it
maybe
it wouldn't play well. No,
maybe, yeah. I don't know. It's a good question, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter, of course, because they're never going to do that.
Yeah,
but yeah, Crossroads dog shit. So okay, so we have 2 maps that are not good, and then 2 maps that are good, in my opinion. For combined arms, that's 50% of the maps are good. Now that's 45% higher than MW, but still not great. And Combined Arms is also like mine and Tanner's favorite playlist in Cold War. And of course, just like Tens Dom, F's in the chat.
Rip.
Rest
Absolute
in peace,
rip.
Tens Dom. It just gets the short end of the stick, just totally shafted.
Yeah.
There have been no new Combined Arms maps since launch, which is an absolute travesty. I like this mode a lot, and it feels like COD multiplayer, if it's going to survive at all in the wake of this BR frenzy, will survive because it evolves away from 6s and into 10s and 12s and larger scale modes and ground war and shit like that. And Combined Arms, having received no maps in 6 months, does not bode well for Cold War or Call of Duty multiplayer in general, because it speaks to their lack of understanding of this point. Like, dude, people don't care about 5s and 6s anymore. People that play multiplayer, I feel like they mostly play the larger scale modes. Look at MW. Ground War is like what everyone streams. It's what everyone plays. People don't do fucking 6s anymore. And then in Cold War, they take this knowledge. They don't have it. They don't play their own game. We've established that. They just make all kinds of new 6s maps. Cool. They're good maps too. But people don't play 6s. And they're going to continue to move away from it into the large scale modes, for which you made 0 new maps. And it's just such a shame. Go ahead.
No, it's crazy. Juan Solo just said, I hadn't even thought about this. They put, before this game came out, in like trailers and shit, reveals, they pushed like it was Armada and Crossroads a ton. They were always showing gameplay like that. He's absolutely right. After not shutting the fuck up about it during the Cold War reveal, there's been no new Combined Arms map. That is funny. So that just goes to show you there's probably nobody playing it, which is what happened to Tens Dom, which is a big fat rip. Because if you played this, it's way more fun than 6s, I think. 10s in Modern Warfare was way more fun than 6s, other than Shoot House and Shipment if you wanted to level guns. But 10s was always better. And it's the same way in Cold War. And people aren't giving it a chance. I definitely agree with you there. And I think with the shift to like BRs and larger scale game modes, I do agree with you. Call of Duty needs to move away from 6s. Of course, 6s will be there. They'll always be there. That's what competitive will be played on for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, of course.
But the average person needs to start, they need to try Combined Arms, right? You need to try 12v12. You need to try 10s in Modern Warfare if you're still playing that. It is more fun, undoubtedly. I figured this out 1 month into Modern Warfare, so that's why when Cold War came out, we knew right away, let's play Combined Arms off the rip, because we had way more fun in Modern Warfare. Let's do the same thing here. And it has been more fun, but it's just stale now when you have 4 maps, and one of those you absolutely fucking hate, which is Crossroads, and every time it comes up, you pretty much just try to leave the lobby because you don't want to play with a bunch of tanks.
Exactly.
It sucks.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Totally real and true. And yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks. I don't know. And so, yeah, just like you said, stale. Painfully stale. And the 4 maps we have are like fine, I guess. 2 of them are. You know. And if we haven't gotten any new Combined Arms maps since launch, what are the odds we ever get new ones? And if we do get new ones, it'll be one at a time. Best case scenario, we get 1 Combined Arms map in Season 3, 1 in Season 4, and then COD 2021 is here, and we're back on Normandy or whatever.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, we get 2 more. What are the odds they're both going to be good? Not super high.
Yeah, I know. It's
not super high. By my arithmetic, it would be one of them would be good. What if that's the Season 4 iteration? Cool. There's a good Combined Arms maps for fucking a month, and then I don't care about Cold War anymore. So it's like this is unsalvageable. Combined Arms is just, it's a fun mode that's just gonna be fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's gone.
And yeah, and then they're gonna look at it and be like, oh well, nobody's playing it. Well, it's because you have 4 maps, and like
True.
One of them is the worst map in your video game. Of course people aren't playing it. People like the large scale game modes, but people don't like being killed with tanks.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's crazy. I hate it so much. How hard is it to just put in, if you want to have a big old map, a bunch of people, and you need people to be able to move around the map, put in a fucking ATV. Put in 20. I don't care.
Well,
that's what tanks.
That's what they need to do, because Battlefield's going to come out in 6-7 months, and everyone's going to use their vehicles and be like, holy shit, these vehicles are way better to use and way less clunky than Call of Duty. Why does Call of Duty have these in the game? So COD needs to just forget the fucking tanks and vehicles. Just make larger scale infantry only that people will enjoy playing and may actually try, versus somebody loading into a lobby and being just killed by a tank, or coming across a tank when they have an AK-47 and a fucking shotgun. What are they going to do to it? They have to just run away from it or die to it. They don't really have an option. Yes. Like, this isn't Battlefield where everyone is using an RPG, or you have helicopters covering you or jets covering you. It's not, tanks are not meant to be in this video game. Battlefield is strictly the king of that, and Call of Duty isn't even on their level, so they need to just stop it. Actually, just knock it off.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. And if you're going to do the Battlefield thing, just like you said, if you're going to do the Battlefield thing where you have fucking a bunch of tanks and shit, cool. Commit, though. Because you can't have just tanks and no counterplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in Battlefield, like because there's like what? There's like assault, recon, medic, and engineer in Battlefield. All of those classes, you're guaranteed an explosive. Like, you have C4s, you have rocket launchers. I think recon doesn't have. No, recon has the anti-tank mines. They all have something to where you can like pretty reliably take out like a tank. But even if you didn't, there's fucking jets and helicopters and whatever the fuck else Battlefield has. So like, if you want to do vehicles, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. But if you're going to, you have to commit and add more than one thing, which is just an overpowered, disgusting tank.
And
it's just crazy.
And what Call of Duty does really well is infantry gameplay, like gunfights. That's what they're known for. So let's not add in tanks that are just half-assed. They're not fun to use like they are in Battlefield, and just remove them. Because tanks in Battlefield, I mean, like, the infantry sweats obviously fucking hate them. But as a casual, like, the tanks and vehicles in Battlefield are so fun to use, and they're just not in this game. So just remove them. Focus on infantry, which is what you're good at and what you've always been at.
Exactly.
And stop trying to take away from Battlefield, because people are going to play that anyways when they want to use vehicles.
1000% agreed. That's what I would want them to do first, is just stop trying. Because, yeah, you're right. So agreed. So yeah, combined arms, fucking F's in the chat, dude. And now onto Fireteam. So all of the Fireteam maps seem pretty good to me. Alpine and Ruka were the first two. Alpine is very good and I enjoy it. Not too many buildings, but there are some. Super hilly. No crazy, no downtown, no 18-story skyscrapers. And the buildings have a fuck ton of windows too, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that about Alpine, but you can shoot into the building from like many angles. So even the buildings themselves are not like terribly overpowered. And it's just a great map, I think. And I really like Alpine. And then Ruka, I like less, but it's still like fine. The issue for me with Ruka is more related to the position of the Fireteam Dirty bomb sites than the map itself. Like that one bomb site, which we've talked about, in that like military base thing, it's impossible to plant there.
That's an awful.
It's just impossible.
That's not great.
Yeah. However, I'm pretty sure these were changed with the mid-season 2 patch we just had. The Ruka bomb sites. So maybe that's been fixed. But Alpine and Ruka in general, they're fine. I don't have any huge gripes with them. What are your thoughts on these?
Alpine is a good map. Yeah, it's a good combination of everything. There's a lot of open fighting, but there's also some buildings and whatnot. It's a good map. Ruka, I like less and less every time I play it because it's like too thick of a forest. It's hard to see people. That's my main gripe with it. And yeah, that one bomb site where like the missile silo is a bad area to play. But if that was changed with this last update, then that doesn't really matter anymore. But Ruka for sure is the worst of those two, of the original maps that were in Fireteam.
I agree. I think Ruka is the worst of all of them, actually.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Which we'll get into. So Sanatorium was the next one released, and it's great. I love it. Now, admittedly, I haven't played Sanatorium a ton. I haven't played many of these maps, Fireteam maps, a ton. But I played Alpine and Ruka more than the other two, obviously, because they're older. But in the case of Sanatorium, I've played it enough, I think, and I like it. It's a pretty map, which doesn't really matter, but it's something. But more than that, it plays pretty well. It's just a good map. There's like a lot of development, but not a lot of actual buildings. Like a lot of like paved roads and concrete and stairs. So, but it's pretty open also, but not too open to where there's no cover. So like Alpine has very few buildings, but what they did smart is that they had it be super hilly, lots of elevation changes. So that way you can take cover from people, even though there's no buildings. Sanatorium, super flat from what I remember, but there are a lot of little dumb structures you can use as cover. So you can have a really hilly map and then take out buildings. Or you can have a flat as fuck map, but we're not playing in the steppe. So add some cover and then it'll work. And that's what Sanatorium is. I like Sanatorium a lot. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you. Sanatorium, as of now, is my favorite of the Fireteam maps. It looks great and it does play very well. A lot of open areas. They just did overall a good job with the Fireteam maps on this game. Like they do have like a good combination of buildings to open land to great visibility. It's just, I don't know. They're laid out well. I really enjoyed Sanatorium. We had a ton of fun when we were playing Fireteam on that map.
Dude, we did have a ton of fun. Yeah.
So I think that's the best currently, but we've also played that the least. You're right. So
yeah,
maybe the more we play it, we'll find things we don't like about it. But as of now, I think it's the best one.
Agreed. 100%. And then Golova, which I was talking about a little bit before, just came out with Season 2 Reloaded. And I don't know if you might be able to get this in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. I actually don't know, but I've only played it in multi-team Hardpoint. But this is my favorite, easily my favorite Fireteam map, which is saying a lot because I like Alpine and I like Sanatorium. Golova's easily my favorite. It's excellent. I mean,
it's not a Fireteam map yet, technically. It isn't in regular Fireteam Dirty Bomb.
Okay, got it.
But
I think it will be.
That it will be. But that multi-team hardpoint is basically Fireteam. They just named it incorrectly.
Yeah,
right?
they named it wrong. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, fair. But with that said, again, I think Golova is just the best of the four by a lot. It's a super pretty map, which again doesn't matter, but also, you know, really well laid out, discrete clusters of buildings with a lot of like open-ish fields, but there's also like dumb little cobblestone half walls to take cover behind, and there's a lot of elevation changes too, so you can line of sight people. There are trees. It's just awesome. I love this map. I had a lot of fun playing multi-team hardpoint on this, and I think this map is really well done.
Yeah.
So overall, the state of Fireteam maps since launch has improved a lot. I wish this were the case for Combined Arms. I wish this is what I could be saying about Combined Arms, because Fireteam got 2 new maps, Combined Arms got 0. Cool. What if they just took a subsection of a Fireteam map and made it a Combined Arms map? Why don't they do that? You guys don't want to waste resources? Sure. Fine.
Yeah.
You guys are good at making strike maps. Do it again.
That's a good point.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Because a little subsection of Golova in a Combined Arms map? Sign me up. Sounds awesome. Sounds fantastic. But they didn't. But anyways, the state of Fireteam maps is much improved since launch. And the reality is Fireteam has a lot of BR mechanics in a multiplayer mode. However, armor plates, looting, deploying from a plane, rezzing, downing, which I find fairly off-putting. Not only just in multi-team hardpoint, but in general. In Fireteam Dirty Bomb 2, I really still just wish it was just a multiplayer mode without the fucking plates and the planes and all that shit. But on the topic of the maps, very good. And the ones that have been added since launch, very good. And Fireteam is absolutely in a better spot than it was at launch. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at there.
Agreed.
So you of course know the vibes. All right. So now we're getting there. Do we do this in one take, or are we splitting this some more, Tanner? What do you think?
No, we don't even have much more, really.
Okay. Moving on.
We can bust through this, yeah.
To zombies. The state of the game address.
Can we get some water? Will you start?
Okay. With respect to zombies. Now, I will say we haven't played much zombies. So this will be a bit more brief of a section than the maps or the weapons were, certainly. But we still have played it enough to say a couple things. I think zombies is by far the best thing to have come out of Cold War. I think this is probably the best zombies Call of Duty of all fucking time. By a lot. Now, I'm not some zombies main. I don't play a ton of zombies, and I certainly didn't play a ton of zombies in the past. But I know what zombies was about back in the day, and I know what zombies is like in Cold War, and it is shocking, astounding how much better they made zombies in Cold War than they have in any other Call of Duty game. Like, if multiplayer got X% better, zombies got fucking X times X to the 10th power better with Cold War. Like, it's actually crazy. And we can, of course, talk about why. So, Die Machine was the first, like, normal, traditional zombies mode map. And that came out with the game. And it's fine. It's a zombies map. I don't really know. This is why this section's not going to be as long. I don't know what makes a good zombies map and not a good zombies map. Like what? Like it's fine.
All I know is Die Machine got old very quickly, but maybe it's just because zombies in general is somewhat like that for us, for casual zombies players.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought that map was so cool at first, and literally after like 5 hours on it, I was like, okay, I'm bored of this map. Can we have like 10 other zombies maps or something? Because I'm bored of this one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True. True. I wonder if in the past, so like whatever the last zombies game was, BO4, I wonder if it released with more than one map. I don't know. I don't know.
Zombies was a disaster in that game, wasn't it?
I think people kind of liked it in BO4. I don't know though. I didn't play it once in BO4. By the way, Tanner, if you go to moderator view on my stream, there's a trash can button so you can delete people's messages. You don't have to untime them out again. So you should use that to delete the child's messages. Technically, the delete button is a 1 second timeout. So it'll delete everything, but then they're unbanned.
Shit on Whitey.
Absolute shit on. So test it out on Whitey when he comes back. And Bjorn. So yeah, Die Machine's fine. More importantly though, and what I think made zombies so good in this game was the Aether Crystal thing. So like if you make it to round 10, you get a fucking Aether Crystal. And if you make it to round 20, you get 5. If you make it to round 40, you get like an Omega Aether Crystal or something. There's like different forms of them. But these are like meta currencies that you spend outside of an individual match on aspects of zombies to improve. So you spend an Aether Crystal to make your shotguns do 10% more headshot damage or something. Or on an ammo mod, so your Cryo Blast now freezes 2 people instead of 1 or some shit. And it's super, you can upgrade everything, dude. Every weapon category, every ammo mod, every perk, every pack, I don't know about Pack-a-Punch, but every fucking soda. What are those called? What are the sodas called? Power-ups?
Juggernog?
Yeah, like Juggernog. What is that called, though? Is that a perk?
Yeah, isn't it considered a perk?
I guess. What those things? You could spend like 5 tiers for each thing. There's a fuck ton of stuff, including the field upgrades too, which I think is new. You can pick like an ult, if you're an ultimate ability, I guess maybe is what you might want to call it. And it's like, you know, you fucking heal, or you like create a ring and you do a fuck ton of damage, and you can also upgrade those. So like when they
those
added,
are fun.
Yeah. So when they added those Aether Crystals, they gave zombies so much more replayability. So much more. Because before, you'd play, you'd get to round 5,000, and then it ends, and that's it. Cool. That was fun. This will be a cute TikTok, but that's it. I got otherwise like nothing really for this, other than like leveling or something. But in this game, you get a fuck ton of Aether Crystals to like improve everything in zombies. And then when you go back, you're like better. It just gave it so much replayability. I think it was such a good idea. Such a good idea. Again, it's actually like, it's crazy they didn't think to do this before, but I wouldn't have thought to do it either. But it's just such an excellent idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's just a lot of things to like max out, and it makes you feel like there's reason to play the game more. Even though it's like you get in the game and you play it again and it feels exactly the same, but still, like if you're that person that wants to have everything fully maxed out, you can now do that. You have to put a lot of time into it, but that's possible to do in this game because, you know, that's the way they made it. So
yeah,
they definitely tried to create this to keep people playing it for a longer time than like traditional zombies have been in the past. That's what I think.
Yeah, agreed. I just think it's so cool. It's such a good idea. And yeah, it feels like you're going for more than just a high round. You're like, oh dude, if we can make it 5 more rounds, we'll get another like super Aether Crystal. And then I can finally get tier 5 on my Speed Cola. Like that's cool. I really like that. So that's awesome. I think that was just such a good thing for them to do. And then post-launch, Firebase Z was added, which is a map. And I have never played it. I heard it was pretty good though, but I
Oh,
don't.
we
Really,
we haven't played
I
that
don't really
map,
know.
have we? That came out like a couple months ago too.
Yeah, it came out a while ago. We said we were gonna try it, and I totally forgot until I was writing these notes.
I forgot that was even in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So they added a map. Cool. Neither of us have played it, but it seemed fine, I guess. But I have nothing to add. I don't know. Even if I had played it, I wouldn't know what makes a good zombies map. Like, I actually don't know. So,
Yeah, it is like, what do you want? Like for multiplayer maps, it's simple. Like, we want 3 lanes, not a lot of corners to hide in. Yeah, how do you describe a zombies map? I would be interested in hearing like zombies players, what they want and what they actually think about these maps. Because overall, it seems like the zombies community has been very, very happy with zombies this year.
Yeah, which makes sense in my opinion. So, but yeah, anyway, Firebase Z was added, so it's more content for zombies players, so that's cool. And I think another thing that I do know about Firebase Z, it added new Easter eggs, and little intel missions, I think is what they're called. So just more content, not only in the form of a different setting, but also like different unlocks you can get, which is cool. So that's dope.
That's what kind of sucks about the Easter egg, by the way. It's like they put in all this time to do an Easter egg. One person does it within an hour of it being released, and they post a YouTube video, and then everyone knows how to do it. It doesn't make them special. I would rather not know what the Easter eggs are. Like, I would rather not see these YouTube videos, and I would rather them be easy. Because if he hadn't figured them out, we would still have no fucking clue how to do these Easter eggs. I wouldn't have a goddamn clue. I don't know how he figures it out. I'm pretty sure they tell them what to do. I absolutely don't believe he could find those little areas to shoot within like an hour of it coming out. That's fake news. Activision tells them they're on the payroll. But anyways, it just makes them boring. It's like, okay, it's not even like, oh, let's try to do this Easter egg. It's like, okay, let's do the Easter egg and get this. And it's just part of the game at that point. And they don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah. Part of that's just the internet too, though.
Noah J is on Activision's payroll for sure.
Oh, of course. That's of course true. Yeah. So yeah, I hear you on that. And then we also got Outbreak recently, and we talked about this, patreon.com/thedropshot, our Outbreak review. But I will say again, I think Outbreak is an excellent zombies experience that is fundamentally better than traditional zombies. You have discrete rounds, just like regular zombies. But when each round of Outbreak ends, you have all your little upgrade stations right there, and you don't have to kite some legless zombie to like buy all your shit before you move on to the next round. So it just takes all the tedium out of zombies, but it keeps all the zombie killing and upgrade mechanics and shit.
Yeah.
And you're getting way more of a setting because you're randomly cycling between, I think it's 4 maps now. 4 maps now, yeah. Which is awesome. I think Zombie Outbreak is really cool. Yeah, I think it's a fundamentally just better zombies experience. I can't imagine why someone would like regular zombies more than Outbreak. I actually don't understand. What's better about it? There's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Outbreak is just zombies plus more. And without the tedium, again, of kiting the last dude. So I love Outbreak. I love that got added. And again, I think it's just awesome. And it shares the Aether Crystal shit, so you can like level for traditional zombies playing Outbreak and vice versa. Very cool. Huge fan of Outbreak as far as zombies is concerned. And then integrating the Fireteam maps, which are multiplayer maps, into the mode also adds a cool dimension to zombies, which again I think is awesome. It's like you get some crossover between multiplayer maps and zombies maps, which is pretty new. I think maybe there were like zombies maps that had portions of regular maps in them in old games, but not really. Not in the same way that this takes place on a Fireteam map.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the exact same map.
Yeah, which I think is cool too. So,
I agree.
Yeah. So I would say this. The state of zombies was always excellent in this game since day one. They did really well with zombies. and I have no complaints. And it has just gotten better since launch. Outbreak got added, a new map, new Outbreak maps already too. And I think this is far and away the best part of Cold War. Cold War didn't do anything even fucking remotely as well as they did Zombies. I mean, Zombies,
they put
got
way more time and thought into Zombies for sure.
It seems that way. It seems that way, and it paid off. Zombies is like a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10, but I don't know enough about Zombies to give it a 10. So I would give it a 10, but there's probably problems that I'm not aware of because I'm not a Zombies player. But let's say it's a 9 out of 10. Everything else at best is like a 6.
Yeah.
So Zombies is just the crowning jewel of Cold War.
I agree. You see that often too, that people are like, Zombies is the only reason I still have Cold War installed. They're like, Zombies is the only reason people play Cold War anymore, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it just goes to show that like Zombies was very, very well done in this game, and it is fun. I think the future is Outbreak though. Because playing like the same map over and over again, knowing what circle to run in, it's like these guys that get to level 500. Okay, you do it, you know how to do it. So the next time you log on and do the exact same thing and the zombies follow the exact same path, and nothing is different because they're AI. You're not playing against people. So I think the future is some form of Outbreak. I think it has to have some sort of PvP aspect to it. And if like the rumors are true about like Zombies specific Call of Duty title coming in the future, that has to have some sort of PvP gameplay in it. And I think Outbreak is like the start of that. So this is they have done very, very well with this in the game. It's just one of those things where it's like Call of Duty has so many different things to play right now that like if Warzone wasn't a thing, like I would be on Zombies often. I would be playing that more than regular multiplayer in Cold War probably. If like all we had to play was Cold War, I would pick Zombies over multiplayer. So yeah. There needs to be some sort of a PvP aspect to it, you know. If I want to just play against AI hours and hours at a time, I'll just play Age of Empires 2, you know.
You'll play a real PvE game. I agree.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I of course agree with that. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. Outbreak could be laying the foundation for some kind of PvP mode. I would love Zombies with PvP. I don't think that will ever be the Zombies experience, though.
Yeah,
I don't think
it would just be nice as a little. You're
treat.
Probably right. I want it. Yeah, but the actual Zombies community would probably actually mold about that.
Yeah.
But if it was like another game mode, then it'd be fine.
For sure. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. And even if you are a Zombies main, if there was a PvP mode, like one of the, like not even the main one, but like a kind of divergence, like fucking out inbreak, then like that would be a good way for you to get away from the tedium of regular Zombies, even if you love Zombies, and mix it up. Because if you're playing any PvP, it'll always be different, and that has infinite replayability if you're competitive like that, which is why Call of Duty has been a game for so long. So agreed on that. So yeah, Zombies, again, just the best thing that ever came out of this game by far. And I don't even like Zombies very much, so you know the vibes. Now, next section, state of the game address. Bugs. Now, I don't know what Tanner has said here about bugs in Cold War.
Nothing.
Okay. That's what I figured. Yeah.
There's not much to say, actually, which we'll get into.
Yeah. So there are obviously some questionable. So the reason this section exists, by the way, is because our first state of the game address was for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Game of the Year edition. That game was bugs. The game was bugs and playing around them. And it still is, in fact. Any stim glitchers?
Yeah.
Any invisible helicopters? It's any teleporters? Any demon polygon transmoggers? All kinds of dog shit. A buggy disaster mess that I hate. Because Infinity Ward is a fundamentally incompetent development studio. However, in Cold War's case, there have obviously been some questionable design choices made in this game, but there seem to be shockingly few bugs to speak of. Most of the bugs I'm familiar with relate to shit like your prestige emblem not displaying properly or something, or like weird menu things or challenges not tracking correctly.
Yeah.
These things are not great, but it's nowhere near as bad as something like Field Upgrade Pro not working.
That didn't work for 8 months.
It
probably
I
still
don't know
doesn't
if it
work
still-
on PC, actually.
I still would be surprised if it worked. Actually, I'm not kidding.
It never worked on PC. It's actually
never
crazy.
worked on PC, dude. They said, and what's funny too is it didn't work. And if you wanted to use a field upgrade, you'd either throw a tactical or a lethal. Cool. Didn't work. They said they fixed it 2 or 3 times, and none of those things were true. It was still broken after they said they fixed it 2 or 3 times, and then they just stopped saying they fixed it. Cool. Guess I'll just fuck myself on PC. Can't use Field Upgrade Pro. Awesome. There are so many bugs like that in MDub, by the way. And, you know, your challenge not tracking properly, not great, but not as bad as game-breaking bugs like are in MDub. So I have nothing much to say here. This game is not buggy. This game's a lot of things, and it's got a lot of problems, but I would never call this game buggy, which is good. The game works. Cool. That's good. It's not a buggy disaster like MDub.
I definitely agree with you. My main issue was at launch, and all of that has been fixed. The game was unplayable for me during the beta. For the first week or 2 of the game, I was always having crashes and stuff. And the game still does crash more than Modern Warfare or Warzone does, but probably more than Modern Warfare ever did, actually. Warzone is different, actually. But there's a lot of just PC crashing problems with this.
Yeah, that's true.
I've noticed.
I forgot about that.
Always related to like DirectX shit, but that's been in the game since the launch. I mean, still, I have difficulty playing for more than a few hours without crashing in this game. Like I'll crash at some point. So that kind of sucks.
Since launch, that's so weird. But that is a bug. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, computers are so weird, dude. Buy a console. Don't buy a computer. They just crash all the time, right?
Actually,
but yeah, there's not many bugs. Not really much to say there at all. I mean, I'm trying to think of even like the maps, if there's anything buggy about certain spots on the map, but there really isn't.
Yeah.
It was just PC crashes for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did forget about that, but yeah, which is not great, obviously. But yeah, I would say it's not buggy besides that. It was a fucking nightmare at launch, though. That's true. Consoles were crashing too, by the way.
Oh yeah, Juan just said it crashes constantly on PS5 still, so there we go.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's the game then.
Yeah. Cool. And then our next section here is content flow. So, this category is going to become less and less relevant as time goes on for Call of Duty, because now each content drop is a content drop for like every game. So this is like almost not even Cold War related. It's more Call of Duty related, because season 2 is like a Call of Duty season 2. It's not Cold War season 2 exactly. But still, I'll say this: with the exception of combined arms content, which we've gotten none of, the content flow has been quite good for this game. We've gotten quite a few maps. We've gotten new guns. We've gotten new game modes. We've even gotten new kill streaks, which is a first for any Call of Duty, which is cool. Well, that I know of.
I don't think it's a first for any.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd find that hard to believe, but it's the first in recent memory for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, whether or not it is, still quite a bit of new shit since launch, and at a pretty regular pace, I would say. A good pace, a pretty damn good pace, I would say. I don't really have any complaints on how often we're getting content. It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot more than MDub. Am I bugging?
I think you are actually. It feels like a lot less to me.
Interesting.
I feel like every season we got way more maps in Modern Warfare than we've gotten so far. I mean, even how many new maps did we get in season 2 with this game? 1, Apocalypse, wasn't that it? And if you count Golova, I guess,
it would be,
which is only 1 game mode. Yeah, it is just those, and then Mansion,
and then
which is a gunfight map.
Which doesn't matter, of
who
course.
plays gunfight in Cold War? So
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure,
Seems a
fair.
little slow for me. I feel like Modern Warfare every season had at least like 2 6s or 10s map. A lot of times I felt like there were like 3 total maps that would come out between like Ground Wars, 6s, and Gunfight. I feel like 3 to 4 every season. That game has quite a few maps if you look through the list.
It does.
Although quite a few of them did come very late, it seemed, and there's even more that are still came since the game's life cycle ended.
So weird. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I feel like a lot of the content we've gotten in Cold War though was just outside of seasons. Like not even in a mid-season update. Just like random. Am I wrong about this?
Maybe. I mean, this mid-season update,
Nuketown-
what did we get? We got some weapon balancing. I mean, there's a new sniper coming this season, and we didn't even get that in the season 2
Right.
reloaded shit. So
Right. Nuketown was not neither a season nor a mid-season update either. I think there were other things like that too.
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah. Regardless, you feel like it's less than MW. I feel like it might be more. I would venture to say it's probably about the same, which is like kind of fine. And again, like I feel like this category is almost not relevant at this point because they're more like Call of Duty content.
Yeah, we got way more maps. I'm looking at the map list in Modern Warfare. Like season 1, we got Crass, Shipment, Vacant, and then we got 2 gunfight maps. There's 5 right there just from season 1.
What did Cold War get season 1?
6. We got Port of Verdansk too. So there's 6 maps. Cold War did not get. Let's look at Cold War. Season 1, we got Express, Nuketown, Raid, Pines. I guess that is quite a bit. And then they count all of the gunfight ones as season 1 maps.
Change that. Yeah, don't do that. Sanatorium. And then Firebase Z.
I guess that is quite a
zombies.
bit. Okay. So let's look at season 2 then in Modern Warfare. We had Atlas, Candor Hideout, Rust. And then the other 2 actually just came out recently. 1 more gunfight map, 2 gunfight maps. Yeah, maybe it's about the same.
It's probably about the same.
Maybe Modern Warfare had more maps on launch, and that's just what it seems like.
That is what it is. That must be what it is. Because Cold War had no maps at launch.
Oh yeah, that's what everyone hated. Yeah, we had 0 maps at launch. Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, with that said, the content flow is fine. I'm fine with it. And I think we said this for our State of the Game address for MW. We were like, yeah, I remember for the State of the Game address for MW, we were complaining that the timing was shit. Like we would get a ton of maps in a season and then just nothing until the next season. And we were like, I wish they would space this shit out more. If you're going to give me, 4 maps in 3 months, don't give me 4 maps on day 1. Give me 1 and then give me another one in like 2 weeks.
And that's something a lot of people don't like. Like they complain that we they drip feed content now, right? Well, if they put everything out, if Cold War put all of their maps out on launch, by now you would already be bored of all that content anyways. You would be bored of it and you'd say, we want more. So it makes complete sense for them to drip feed the way they do now, and I'm not even mad about it. That's fine. Because it still seems like we're always getting new content, and I don't care what those people say, they would have been bored by now if we got every single map at launch. They would still you would still complain and you'd want more naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Because everyone just wants more, right?
Yeah.
Like we want more patrons.
Yeah, true. Patreon.com/Dropshot, of course. And it gives you time to focus on the new shit. Because if I get 10 new maps at once, I'm not playing 10 maps today. Like, I want to be able to cut it up for me into bite-sized pieces, and I'll consume 1 bite at a time, rather than giving me the whole ribeye. It's too much.
Well, if you're a pussy, their whole
If you're a
ribeye's too
little-
much. But
Little
yeah,
pussy boy.
yeah, it's better for like content creators. That's for sure.
That too. Yeah.
In terms of content flow, better for streamers, better for shit podcast hosts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's helpful for us for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you get just too much shit at once, it's just overwhelming. Like imagine
Yeah.
if they released 10 ARs tomorrow. I'd be like, fuck. I wish they had just released 1 or 2 so I could like level it, try it out, experiment, let JGod test the attachments,
Yeah.
and then move on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want 10 at once.
It's actually just like, yeah, where would you even start? What gun would you
Yeah.
start with, right? Because there's too much content. Give me less content.
I want less content. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then miscellaneous is our last, second to last section here. So this is just a kind of a collection of random points that I feel didn't really fit into any other category, but they still relate to the state of the game and how it's changed since launch. So point number 1, we would be remiss to not bring this up. The hit registration at launch was completely fucking shit. I would venture to say, however, that it has improved significantly since launch. Now, a couple little points here. Oddly, this hit reg issue seemed to primarily or almost exclusively afflict PC/keyboard and mouse players. I suspect this has something to do with keyboard and mouse not having aim assist. So we're shooting at a hitbox that like isn't there or something. I don't really know, but I that's my suspicion as to what that problem was.
There was something entirely screwed up with hit reg on launch, like no doubt about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something was fucking weird. And then also, I think everyone was underestimating the importance of bullet velocity attachments because no one realized how low the base velocity was for every gun is when this came out. And when people started to equip velocity barrels, they were like, okay, the hit reg feels a lot better. Still not good, but better.
Agreed.
And then since then, people are using velocity now, attachments, and the hit reg has gotten better in its own right. So, that's a big improvement from launch. I no longer feel that hit reg is a problem any more than it was in Black Ops 4. Now, let me be clear. That's not great. Hit reg in BO4 was never great. It just wasn't. It was decent at best. Not great, but playable. Cold War on launch, almost unplayably awful hit reg. But BO4, not great hit reg, but it's fine. I'll play the game. It'll be fine. What are your thoughts on that? How would you compare this to BO4's hit reg?
I don't remember BO4's hit reg that much.
Interesting.
I mean, I only used Switchblade and I was in their ass firing it, so I didn't really have an issue with hit reg.
Doesn't matter when you launch
because
9,000 bullets a second.
I had a rapid fire Switchblade, so I didn't really care.
Rapid fire too.
But definitely agree. Something was so off with this game. This game was actually a disaster on launch. I don't think there's ever been a Call of Duty that had as poor of a launch as this game. It's entirely obvious this game was rushed about probably honestly a year too early. That's probably why still we don't have many combined arms maps.
True.
But they have they have really turned it around. The hit reg, it was unbelievable. I remember watching so many clips and it was always on keyboard and mouse. You could not hit things. Controller players didn't complain about it. Something was wrong for keyboard and mouse. Whatever that was, it's fixed. I know so many, that something is fucked up when I'm not the one complaining about it so much, but it's all the really, really good keyboard and mouse players. Nate Gibson, Syrian, they're like, this game has the worst mouse input. Aim, something is off with the aiming in this video game. When guys that can hit any shot in any first-person shooter with ease are complaining all about the same thing, something was wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there definitely was. Whatever that was, it's fine now. don't think you do seem to think a lot of it is about bullet velocity. I think that's a very small part of it. I think that's like less than 10% of what the issue was. Because even I think we figured out pretty early on that bullet velocity was important, and we would start kitting out our guns that way, and we still couldn't hit people. But it's fine now. I was playing Miami Strike the other day, and I was actually thinking about that. I was like, damn, this hit reg actually feels really good on this game now. So whatever it was, it could have just been the servers, honestly.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So
yeah,
whatever it is, it's fine now.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Agreed. So the state of hit reg has improved. But that was, I mean, sadly, there are people who will just never play this game again because it was so bad.
All of those good keyboard and mouse players, yeah. None of them will ever come back. Every good keyboard and
mouse player I like to watch will never come back to Cold War. To Cold War. Even though the thing that drove them away is fixed now.
Yeah. And they won't listen to you either if you try to tell them that.
Yeah.
They'll just say, no, I'm not going back to that game.
Yeah. Which sucks. Because I want to see TGD and Nate Gibson and Syrian playing Cold War. But
yeah, they're all on Warzone or Modern Warfare multiplayer still, actually.
Yep.
I mean, Modern Warfare multiplayer's hit rate is absolutely still better than this game for sure.
Oh,
and I've always said that Treyarch, there is something off with their hit reg always. Infinity Ward games have way better hit reg. It's got to be something to do with the hit boxes, like you're saying. But yeah, it's way better now in Cold War than it was on launch.
Yes, true. Treyarch will never have as good of hit reg. I don't know why. Maybe it's the servers too. They're a smaller company.
I don't know.
It can't be. Because they all use Activision servers. Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but something is screwy.
Yeah, Treyarch fucking sucks about this.
Yeah.
So
and they always have nothing new there.
Yeah. BO4 was exactly like this too. So anyways.
I wonder if it's because Treyarch games have always been primarily console games. And it's like, I feel like their PC ports have just been like, oh, we don't care. We're just going to port the game over to PC. So nothing works as well for us, like on keyboard and mouse, versus like, old Infinity Ward games were like made for PC, like Call of Duty 1, like Call of Duty 2. Like those were like PC first and then console games way back when the game, like Call of Duty originated, basically.
Interesting.
So that could be something too, is like the game, like Infinity Ward has always kind of had more of a focus on PC. And now, of course, during like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, that just wasn't the case at all. But I don't know. That's just a thought. Treyarch has never made like a really popular PC Call of Duty game, whereas Infinity Ward has made numerous ones. Yeah. Well, not like MW2, MW3 weren't big on PC either, but Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4, and now this Modern Warfare, of course, always been big PC games.
Interesting. And a thing that I hear people say is like all of these games have legacy code in them. And like, even if it's like a new engine, it's like kind of like they made a new engine based on their last engine. So like there are parts of code in a game that are from the first fucking title in the series. Yeah. So maybe Treyarch has like legacy code from Black Ops 1, and which was a console game, like you're saying. And so when they keep building on top of that over time, it's still literally, fundamentally built for console, which would explain why the hit reg is kind of different. And then Infinity Ward, COD fucking 1 is the legacy code there, which was built for PC. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Could be. I mean, that makes sense because that's why Warzone doesn't have an anti-cheat, right? All you people keep saying it's about the money, and of course things do come down to money, but at the end of the day, it's like it's basically that. It's like the coding for their game is so fucked up that it's like impossible for them to make an anti-cheat without putting just thousands and thousands of hours into it, of man hours, basically. Like, it's just actually too much.
Yeah.
That's why they don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, why would you go through all the effort to make an anti-cheat if you're making $3 million a day in microtransactions? Your business model's working splendidly.
Yeah.
Why make an expenditure you don't need to? So yeah, interesting there. So that is that. This is still annoying.
This makes me so mad.
Not being able to save weapon attachments to a custom gunsmith is fucking insane. And
why does nobody complain about this anymore? Fucking complain to them on Twitter. Do something. What are you guys doing?
True.
This makes me so mad.
This is something, and this is very apropos for a state of the game address, because if this wasn't in at launch, it should have been here by now.
We expected it. We expected it on launch, and then since it wasn't there, we're like, okay, well, we need to be getting this soon by season 1 for sure.
That was what we said.
Because this game was entirely rushed. Season 1 will for sure see it. Season 2 now, we still don't have a clue.
It's crazy. So they did say they're bringing this back in this season. We talked about this like a week or two ago. We'll see.
No, that's not what it meant.
Wait, what? Oh, you're
Remember,
right.
it was it's Gunsmith Customs, not being able to save a blueprint. It was combining your blueprints. Now, it would make sense if they combined it, but the way they worded it, at least, that's not what it meant at all. They just meant you can combine your shit.
I think you're right.
Now, maybe they just left that part out, because, I mean, if they're going to give you different attachments to put together, maybe let us save that, right? Pretty fucking simple. Add a save button. How hard can it be?
True.
I mean, Modern Warfare had it on launch. I don't know, dude.
It's crazy that how are you going to add this many attachments to your game and a fucking way to save your combination of attachments is not in the game in beta.
Mind blowing.
Let alone
fucking
6 months
mind blowing.
later.
Yep.
It's crazy that this isn't in the game. And there are times, Tanner and I were talking about this before we went live. There are times where I will want to switch to another gun. Like I'm using an AK-47 and I want to like try out the fucking QBZ. And then I'll open my menu and I'll be like, ooh, I'm not doing this. I'm not spending the 45 seconds at a minimum, by the way, to switch the gun and then figure out what attachments I want to put on there. Because I can't save them. So there are times where I would have otherwise switched weapons where I literally just don't. It's like, it's too much work. Fuck it. Because there's no way to save a blueprint, which is crazy. I mean, it's crazy that you're going to have this many attachments in your game and not allow people to save attachments or blueprints, whatever. It's nuts.
Yep.
It's
I don't
nuts.
get it.
Yeah. So change it. I can't believe it. And what makes me more mad too is that this does not seem that difficult from a dev perspective.
No.
Like, it seems like such an easy thing to do, and they just don't. They just refuse. They simply refuse to do it.
It's just so much quicker. It's like for Warzone. For the Modern Warfare MP5, I have like 8 different classes saved, actually. How fucking hard is it? Yeah. I have the first class I ever made saved still, and I can go back and use that if I wanted to, you know? It's something so stupid and easy, and it just saves time. And it's unbelievable this isn't in the game. And at this point, I don't even know if I should expect it. Because if it's not here now, why would it even come at any point? It just seems like it was so easy to do, and it's not there.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. It's a good question. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Like, is it harder than I think? Because they certainly, if it was easy, they would have done it by now. Or no one's complaining about it, like you're saying. Which could be true, because no one plays this game, sadly. So, I don't know, but this is a big change. Also, last miscellaneous point here. The score streak spam was a fucking disaster at launch of biblical proportions. I mean, so bad, dude. Especially like Tanner was talking about earlier. Cartel, Combined Arms, Assault. There would be every single match, without exception, every single match of Combined Arms Assault on Cartel would have a good 90 to 120 second window where you just cannot go outside. Every match, and it was always, if there's one napalm strike, that means 9 other people got one. So it's going to be enemy napalm strike inbound. And you're just going to hear that 6 times. And then mortar strikes too. And it was just a fucking mess, dude. An absolute disaster. It was the worst on Cartel Combined Arms Assault, but it was pretty bad on every mode, because when you have streaks that don't reset upon death, there tends to be about the same time everyone's going to get the same napalm strike.
Yep.
And this was really shit at launch. Go ahead.
Agreed. This is still a problem. I don't like the way they did the streaks in this game at all. But it's definitely better than it was at launch. Like, you actually would just go from having no streaks. This was very apparent again on Cartel Combined Arms Assault. Every single you would be getting just streaked on for like 5-7 minutes straight, because everyone would get all of their streaks. So they would all get their napalm. They would call it in. They would get 6 kills with it. They would automatically get their next streak. They would call in their artillery, cruise missile, whatever else they're using. They work towards their next streak. And then, they die. They get 2 more kills, and then they get their fucking war machine, advanced UAV, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's too easy to get streaks in this game. It still is. It's entirely better than at launch, though. So that's good. They've pushed that in the right direction. That probably won't get tweaked any further, from what I can imagine. They probably have it where they think is good.
I agree.
And it's serviceable.
Yeah, agreed. There's nothing else you can do to fix it besides just get rid of this streak system entirely, which obviously they're not going to do. So it's as good as it's going to get. Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. I agree. So yeah, it's definitely gotten better, but it's still not good. And let's never do this experiment again. I thought before launch, I was pretty optimistic about this. I thought it would be pretty cool, and I thought it would be a good way to kind of appease everyone. No, wrong. Absolutely wrong. Yeah. And Tanner was right about this from the start. He was like, no, this is not good. And I was like, it could be. He's like, no, trust me. And it's not. It's not. I feel like there might be a way to do this, but you need like a PhD in mathematics from fucking Yale to be able to do it. Like, it's too complicated. I don't have enough faith in anyone at any of these game studios to be able to figure it out. So let's just not do it. But it is a lot better than launch. And I think part of the reason is because there are new streaks now. Quite a few new streaks now. Advanced UAV is new, or HARP. What's it called? Holy shit. Flamethrower
what's the other
is new
streak?
Flamethrower.
They've adjusted the prices on them numerous times. And then they did that too. Yeah, and they adjusted the prices, call it, or the cost, whatever. Yeah.
On a lot of them. So when you have more streaks, then less people are going to run napalm. And if less people are running napalm, then the streaks that everyone's using don't all also cost the same amount. So there isn't that fucking tsunami of streaks that happens every single game like it did at launch. Still not good enough, but like you said, Tanner, it's not going to change, because they would have to just change the whole system, which they're not going to do. So definitely better, but it's because they tweaked scores and they added some new streaks.
Yeah.
So that is that. Any other kind of little miscellaneous points before we get into our last section here, Tanner? Dropshot. Death Machine. Thank you, Tanner.
I don't think so. No, my main one, was the hit reg. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go into our last section on our State of the Game address, which is the state of the game better or worse since the last address? Now, since this is one of 3 for Cold War, we haven't done one yet. So we're going to say, in this case, since launch. And here's what I have to say. The game is massively improved since launch. And part of that is because they've made good changes. Cool. But a big part of it also is that they just released a game they weren't ready to release yet. So it's not like the game moved up from where it was supposed to be. It's more like the game was far below what it was supposed to be. And then they brought it up to like polished enough for launch.
Yeah.
But 3 months after launch, they did that. And then they made some improvements on top of that. So that's kind of, I don't know if I explained that super well, but the game did massively improve since launch, But a big reason is because it was not in a launchable state at launch.
Not even close. No. This was the worst Call of Duty launch that I can personally think of. I didn't play World War II though. I heard that one is pretty. That could have been bad. I didn't play World War II though.
Yeah. So yeah, the game has massively improved since launch. The state of the game is absolutely better than it was at launch for all the reasons we went into. And I will add, this may be the only Call of Duty game to have improved this much since launch in this amount of time, besides like World War II. Because I heard World War II was a real shit show at launch, like Tanner just said, and then they did a massive overhaul and made the game like way better.
I think they took even longer to do that though. Wasn't that like 6 months into the game or something? Didn't they? I'm pretty sure they fired somebody. Somebody like the head was actually fired. I'm pretty sure, and they brought somebody else in that had formerly worked back, there. Bobby. Something like that. Yeah.
We need some more. We need another big, thick round of firings now.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
anyway.
Joe Seacott should have been fired a few months into Modern Warfare as well.
I mean, in Verdansk, of course.
Yeah.
Along with all of the community management at Infinity Ward.
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot to say here, but anyways, go on. Sorry.
Are you done pretty much with your rating of it? Is that what you want me to do?
No.
Okay, then keep going.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. So yeah. World War II, as I was saying, I think had like a massive improvement since its launch. Cold War, I don't know if there's any other Call of Duty, certainly not that I've played, that has improved as much as Cold War has in this span of time, 5 months or whatever. I haven't played every Call of Duty. I could be wrong about that, but it's really been leaps and bounds, which is cool. Does that mean this is like an excellent game? No, it's not. It just won't be. I think fundamentally for me, there's not enough content. There's not enough combined arms maps. Snipers are way too strong. LMGs are way too strong, and it makes the game like very unfun for me. Cold War in its current state would be like a 7.5 out of 10 if snipers and LMGs were simply deleted from the game, or if they were massively reworked to actually be balanced. Now, neither of those things are going to happen, so it's just unfortunately never going to be that fun of a game for me. But as we've said many times, I really genuinely deeply enjoy playing Cold War multiplayer unless someone is using a sniper rifle on the other team. Like, I'm actually not kidding. I really have fun. I have a lot of fun playing this game when I'm not getting Pellington TikToked. But it's just that ruins the game, and it takes it from what would be a 7.5 to a 6. Hard to say. But regardless, the state of the game is way better than it was at launch. And the reason I don't play as much as I played MDub or BO4 is simply because my friends don't want to play it. And I don't play multiplayer Call of Duty alone that often, ever, really. But especially these days. I've got other things I could be doing and I should be doing, and I try to do those. And if I'm going to play by myself, then maybe I'll play like a good single player game like Crusader Kings 3, and I'll just conquer some duchies. So that's another thing. It's like I don't play this game that much because none of my friends like to play it. And I understand why. But it does have a lot more content since launch. The hit reg again has improved considerably, and weapon balance is not good, but it is better since launch. The MP5 got nerfed. The AK-74U got nerfed very recently. The KSP got buffed to be actually quite competitive maybe a month or two ago, which was a good change. And there were definitely some other balance passes. Shotguns were nerfed, which was good. A lot of the weapon changes they've made have been actually quite good. I don't think any weapon change they've made since launch has been bad. But there are just many changes left undone. Like nerfing the ever-living fuck out of LMGs, for example. So I think all of the changes that they have made to the game have been good changes. The problem is there are more changes that need to be made that they haven't done. But there is something to be said for every time they tweak the game, it's a good tweak. That's a good thing. And that's how I feel about Cold War. But there's just so much more tweaking that needs to occur. It's like you take your car to an auto body repair shop because you don't have a door on the driver's side, okay? You take it in, you don't have a door on your driver's side. And it's also, and your car is also a little scratched up and it's a little dirty. So then you come back to the auto body repair shop and the guy's like, hey, so I buffed out the scratches. I gave it a clean. I waxed your rims. I vacuumed the interior. I even put an air freshener on the dashboard. Those are all good changes to my car. Awesome. I like a clean car. I like a car without scratches. But, kind of crazy, but there's still no fucking door on the driver's side. Why didn't we make that change? Because that's the most important one, right? So it's cool that you buffed out the scratches and you gave my car a deep, thorough cleaning, but I still, more than all of that, want a fucking door on the driver's side. And that's exactly how I feel about Cold War. So, anyways.
Wow. So what you feel about Cold War is you want a door on the driver's side.
Correct.
Got it.
Exactly. Yes. Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Tanner?
So the game's current state, for sure, way better than at launch. One of the best turnarounds we've seen, for sure, in a Call of Duty title. It was severely lacking on launch. That's the main reason for that. I'm not even asking for like double the amount of maps. Even like 2 to 4 maps at launch would have put this game in a much better state. Nothing crazy. Zombies was about the only thing that launched and seemed polished and finished. You notice that? Like Zombies was good on launch. Now, of course, there's bugs and shit like that. All new games are going to have that. But Zombies was polished earlier than the multiplayer anything else in this game has been.
Good
so that
point,
just goes that goes to show you how much they really focus on Zombies this year. As you were saying, the weapon balance still sucks. After we talked about the weapons 2 weeks ago, they did a weapon balance update. We didn't talk about it tonight. Doesn't really matter. They honestly didn't change much. We pretty much told you guys what happened last time. We said they need to nerf LMGs. They need to nerf snipers. They're not going to, though. They need to nerf shotguns. They did none of that. So it wasn't surprising. There's nothing to talk about. So it still sucks. If I want to do really good and shit on kids, I pick up a sniper. It's actually that simple. If you don't think snipers are good and you're not good with them, I don't know. I mean, they're just so easy. They're so easy to use. They nerfed the SPAS 12 really quick when the game launched, and yet the Street Sweeper is still perfectly fine and more busted, I think, than the SPAS 12 ever was. I mean, it just wrecks kids and holds about 80 shotgun shells, right? So that's a disaster. The weapon balance needs a lot of work. So bottom line, I still really just don't like this game. But I think skill-based matchmaking plays a huge part in that, because there's nothing worse than playing against like all of these absolute controller CDL sweats that are 3.0 KD and they have dark matter and they're just shitting on me. Some guy was using a dark matter. What gun was that?
Street Sweeper.
It was. I was playing Miami Strike. A dark matter Street Sweeper. This dude was actually shooting my body the other day. I'm like, bro, I haven't played this game in like 2 months. You're doing way better than me. Like, what do you even need to shoot my body for, bro? I'm just trying to vibe here and get a feel of the map. And this guy's shooting my body with a fucking dark matter Street Sweeper. I'm like, okay, that's what I hate about this game. Little dumb things like that. So
skill-based matchmaking, yeah.
Yeah. So again, this game would probably be a lot better if skill-based matchmaking wasn't a thing, right?
True.
I will say this, the overall performance of this game, this is something we forgot to talk about, is way, way better than Modern Warfare Warzone. Now, yes, I still get some of the DirectX crashes. Not everyone gets that, though. But overall, the performance and how it runs on PC is a lot better than Modern Warfare. Like, I get on some of these maps 500 frames per second. On Modern Warfare, you can't get over like 300 at the absolute most. So this game runs very, very well. It is very smooth. They've gotten that all figured out. It's got like the DLSS shit in it for PC too, which helps with frame rate. So all of that they've done a very good job with. But for me, it's still just not a game for me. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever love this Call of Duty. I've said it a million times. Modern Warfare should have been the best COD of all time.
Agree.
This game to me was just always another Call of Duty. Nothing ever stood out to it. Nothing was real special about it. That's why I think what Raz was saying earlier about the zombies is pretty much spot on. Zombies isn't my favorite thing, but it's absolutely the best thing they've done with this game, and they've put the most time into it, and you can tell, and it works very well. So, I don't know. For me, this game at launch was honestly like a 2 out of 10, 2.5 out of 10. Absolutely hated
Dude,
it.
I had never
totally turned me off.
I have never seen you more mad ever in anything ever than Cold War at launch.
I would be one of those guys like Nate Gibson and all of them. If we didn't have a Call of Duty podcast and I didn't know any better about Cold War, I absolutely would have never played it again. After like the end of November, early December, that's it. I would be fine never playing it again. That's how bad it was. It was a disaster for me. I hated it so much. So for me still, this game is like a 5 out of 10. I think the most I'll ever see this game as is like a 6 out of 10, maybe up to a 7. It's just not my type of Call of Duty game. I don't know. I don't like the movement. We've already talked about all the guns. There's just a lot of things I really don't like with this game, but they have done a really good job at making it better since launch. So that's what this is about. It's a state of the game. So the game is much better now than at launch. So that's good. They're definitely trending in the right direction. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything else I need to say.
Dude, such a good point about how zombies was the only fucking thing that was launchable at launch.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right, dude. Zombies worked perfectly. And the store, but of course that did. Yeah.
The store definitely answered.
The store
it.
absolutely
or worked.
Yeah. Mute.
Zombies was. I mean, yeah, there's like bugs and shit, but wasn't it so? It was ready to go. It was ready to rip, right?
Yeah, it has as many bugs as any game in 2021 will. Yeah, or 2020 at launch, which is like very minimal but super playable, unlike every other mode. Yeah, such a good point. Such a good point. So true. And if you look at it that way, it's not surprising that zombies was the best thing out of this game. That's what they tried the hardest on. It seems like, gameplay wise, for sure. Yeah. I agree. So yeah, that's that, boys and girls. That is our state of the game address. I want to remind everyone that if you feel like there's something we forgot to talk about, a couple things. Number one, maybe that's true. Maybe we did. But number two, and more importantly, the state of the game address is not a review of the game. Exactly. It kind of is, but it's more a relative. It's more like a, how is the game relative to how the game used to be? It's the state of the game. It's not the quality of the game. We will review the game in our Black Ops Cold War year in review in a couple months here, 7 months. We will do that. It will be a 3-part, 12-hour series. Don't worry. But some things that are worthy of a review are just not in the scope of a state of the game address, because the state of some things is just inherently static. You know, like the art style of Cold War is something that we won't talk about in a state of the game address, because the art style will not change. The emblems look this way. They will look this way in 50 years. They're not going to update what the fucking badges look like.
Oh, actually, graphically, the like weapon models have gotten a little bit better for sure.
I added that section, like bugs / optimization, because I do think there were some things like that we forgot to mention. But go on, sorry.
No, that's pretty much all I was gonna say is they constantly make little updates like that. But in general, yeah, even since launch, like the style and the look that they went for in this game, it'll just never look like Modern Warfare does, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, there's certain things that are better about it. There's certain things that are a lot worse. Like slightly better visibility. I don't think much better. More colors, things like that. But overall, it looks more cartoonish. Looks older in general. But that's, I don't know. I guess they did it on purpose, right? I don't know why else they would do that. That's just the look they were going for.
Yeah, it was on purpose, I would say. Yeah. Agreed. So.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls. With that said, that's gonna wrap this bitch up. And we're gonna go get some dubs in Verdansk. All right, that is that. Boys and girls, that is our state of the game address. I set up shadow play, I think. So once I hit a disgusting clip, it'll hopefully be in the next Best of the Week series.
But yeah.
If I did set up shadow play correctly. But with that said, I think we're ready to blast off. Call me
Blasters.
Call me Jimmy Neutron, dude, because I'm gonna fucking blast off, dude. I'm ready to blast off into Verdansk, dude. I'm gonna get a nice little shandy. This would be my second beverage of the evening. My first one was at like 5. I've had some time. I'm fucking plugged in. I'm awake. I'm alert. I'm relatively sober, which is of course a change it. I'm going to work on. But for now, let's get in there. Boys and girls, hope you enjoyed the State of the Game address. As always, let us know if we forgot anything or if we were wrong about something. Hit me down in the YouTube comments. You know the vibes. The patreon.com/thedropshot is of course the best way to support the program. We are not at 300 patrons, and that makes me deeply angry. Deeply angry. So if you want the podcast to continue, you'll go there. Okay? There's a free video on there, so you don't have to be a patron, but you can go to the Patreon and watch the free video. It's like 3-hour long bonus ep on me taking notes. You know the vibes. But also, if you sign up, 4 or 5 bonus episodes a month, gameplay breakdowns, weekly hangouts, private Q&A episodes, call-ins monthly. I mean, we have so much content, dude. Just a bevy of content. And that's, of course, how the program is funded. By you guys. By you dipshits. Get scammed. Patreon.com/thedropshot. All right, that's it. We'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember to stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razanon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for The Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.